And here we are. Hey guys, Kobold Kingmaker, and we are at... Let me just get over the right scene. We are at episode 17. I'm really glad to actually be back into this and not on a hiatus for a very long time. And this time we also have all 5 of us. So, with that all being said, who wants to do the recap this week?
I want to offer, but I have no idea.
Oh, I guess it's true, huh? Did I not write notes?
Hopefully somebody did.
I can give it a go. I think I remember mostly what happened.
Sure.
So, previously, we had dealt with a pair of kobolds in our kingdom that were sent here by a troll king out in the Narlmarches, I believe is the name of the area. And there, people were being threatened if more information wasn't given by the kobolds to the troll. So we agreed to go and either take care of this troll king or talk with them or do something with them to try to solve the issue. So we began exploring towards the Narlmarches. We took the boat way down past that scary cursed keep that I suddenly can't remember the name of. Candlekeep. That's the one.
Candlequay.
Candlemere. Candlekeep
Candlemere.
is 5e.
Gotcha. Oh, you're right. So we started exploring the woods, and we ended up, after a few hexes, finding a bunch of trees that had collapsed after some quick research by us, a storm or wind of some sort, and it made a den for a creature that we ended up dealing with. It was some kind of magical lizard creature, and it kept trying to throw us around. It was pretty harrowing for Parent, at least, because he almost got obliterated.
Till we agree in character that it was a dragon, regardless of what it actually was.
Listen, Kiba thought it was a dragon.
And
Not
Kiba's generally incompetent at these kinds of things.
Just because it has scales doesn't mean it's a dragon. So we continued to explore through the woods. I don't think we found much else before we got to our current location. Anybody can correct me on that one if I'm wrong. So we came across this old, ancient, decrepit-looking keep. We explored around. Parents triggered a trap with the portcullis, getting almost crushed by them. And we were quickly waylaid by a very fast fey creature called a quickling, I believe, that was trying to defend their home. It kept making quick attacks at us, hit and run tactics, and we ended up having to set traps basically to get it, like have people grapple it as it ran past or use grease. Eventually we took care of that, and we explored through the keep and found some treasure in some of the towers. And northwest tower here was covered by creeping malevolent vines, and as we approached, a humanoid plant creature and a large plant creature ambushed us basically.
One was a Darkstalker.
Thank you. And we defeated them after a little bit of trouble. After I believe, we didn't have too much trouble. They actually went down very quickly.
Decently so, with all the resources you used.
And we found some rats in this northeast tower, which Parents walked face into. That was nice. And now we're here at the central tower, and we have determined that there's some sort of plant in here that's causing issues of some sort that we need to deal with in some way, I believe.
Yeah, it is some sort of strange, mossy plant that sort of covers the floor of it. You thought to yourselves that it'd probably be best to find or cut a gentle path through it rather than burn the whole thing, because that might let loose those psychoactive fumes that they might cause. But yeah, with that being said, let's begin the session here. What do you guys do? As Giraffe just wanders up behind the group here.
Where were you
Giraffe like to
guys?
contribute?
I've been tracking you for days.
This will teach you to not sleep in as we're leaving.
And you just left?
Maybe you could have used a little vacation.
Now, there's no harm done. You're here with us with no issues, so
Some
clearly
issue.
it all worked out in the end.
I will
You all
say
look a little rough.
your timing is quite impeccable though, because maybe you can take care of these. Kind of gestures towards the inner tower here.
What do you mean?
You do see that sort of foamy, sort of like moss on the floor there that's, well, looks dangerous at least.
Who identified it last time? Do we remember? Was that
Might be so.
Dramos?
Might be. Either way, you know enough that one proficient with survival skills, allowing them to sort of carefully cut their way through would be, well, best here.
Do I make a survival check to cut through?
Sure, yeah.
Blind, right? Or
Public. Yep. Only stuff that never needs to be blind is like skullduggery. It's sort of like thievery, stealth, and perception as well. And recall knowledge. But yeah, as you look at it, roll your shoulders, stoop down, and you start to carefully cut your way through. Or at least, you try, as you accidentally step on some parts of it. Unless you want to use your hero point already.
do I? Yeah, it was a low roll. I'm gonna use it.
Okay. As you are about to step on something, you're able to sort of pull away quickly enough that this roll is still a failure, but not a critical failure. Critical failure is where you were jerking it, essentially. So,
Oh, no.
at the very least, you sort of carefully step away, not making any progress there, but you can always try again. At least until you trigger it.
That is. I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
You've got this, Giraffe. I believe in you.
Once again, you're having a difficult time finding a way that doesn't disturb the undergrowth through the hall here. It's gonna be another failure.
Do these plants seem like they're magical in nature, or is this just like a legitimate natural thing?
It seems like some sort of magically enhanced sort of plants here. They don't seem... well, they seem legitimate in terms of their magical plants.
Could they be dispelled?
You can try.
Surely the path must be easier from the other side. Had we not considered that?
Giraffe, why don't you go check the other side?
Do I need to make a check to get out, or did I already?
No.
clear the path?
You cleared the path at least to get in and out. But yeah, as you're going around the other side and maybe checking for a better path there, yeah, roll me another one of those survival checks.
Hey, this guy has spider venom on him. And a nice sword.
It's all yours.
Hold on, I gotta loot the corpses that you guys made.
Did we forget to loot that one?
I think you did, yeah.
Oh,
I don't
3
think we
spider
should-
venom. Now, Yarm, if you're good, I'll give you spider venom.
Yeah, I can make my own.
Okay.
You do
Wait,
see
are you,
that.
are you sure we didn't loot that? Because I have 3 Spire Venom from my inventory that I'm pretty sure I looted from that exact enemy.
I'm surprised that it still went through, I guess, on this side. We did an update to V11 here, so it may have reset the loot for some reason. So, yeah, just delete those items, actually.
Okay, I'll delete them.
Giraffe.
Infinite Spire Venom Village.
Yeah. As you look ahead of you, you do find that, well, you can sort of shift a piece of rubble here, you can sort of pick your way along, and you can at least get to the staircase there that winds its way up further. And since the path has been made, the rest of you can follow safely enough.
So here's the real question. Do we want to do this now, or should we take a moment to patch up?
We were planning to do that until we got ambushed by that plant. And then we decided never not to do it after all. And then just hung out with some rats instead.
Well, surely there's nothing else waiting in ambush.
As
Very
guys-
well. Let's progress.
It's a weird elven fortress. It's probably gonna be filled with to the brim with ambushes.
Parenthe's drinking a healing potion.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything before you make the ascent?
Just gonna wait impatiently on my teammates.
Alrighty. So with that being said, I'm going to move you guys to a new scene. As we move over, let's change a little bit.
11 years remain.
Yeah, it's also a bug as part of updating. Parent, I'll put you sort of in the wall there. And who am I missing? Giraffe. Giraffe was actually up front, so I'm going to put him up here. As you guys enter this space here, it's a little loud. Lower that. There we go. You see a circular room featuring wide windows draped with hanging vines that offer panoramic views of the keep's overgrown courtyard and the forest beyond. An open circular skylight in the ceiling provides glimpses of the sky overhead. The walls between the windows are carved with exquisite nature motifs highlighted in gold and silver leaf, with a riot of flowers, plants, and bushes sprouting from the thick loam that carpets the hall. It's almost as if one were walking in a fantastic glade elevated high above the forest floor.
Well, this place is awfully romantic.
You hear in response, "Isn't it?" A voice, seemingly from all around you.
The walls speak.
Usually the walls have ears, not mouths.
Parent looks around, trying to determine where this voice is coming from.
Barrett is not able to. Your guess is as good as any. And who might be entering my chambers, my verdant chambers? Suitors, perhaps? Seekers of glory? Heroes?
We're merely defenders of the realm. Nothing so big and mighty as heroes or why don't you just show yourself?
I should show you. I think that you are heroes. I am sure that, well, by your manners about you, that you will offer quite the spectacle for me. I think I'll start with your veins. As you hear this voice, there's a shift in the air, something from stealth, from somewhere in the sort of thick plants and other things on the edges of the room is lashing out, but you guys aren't sure where until, well, initiative is rolled.
Oh boy. What an awful place though. Everything in here is trying to kill us.
Wow.
Every
This is
single
like-
rule goes to the encounter.
It looks welcoming, but the hospitality is terrible.
So, as things set off here, you realize you're in the den of certainly some fey creature, as you see darting out, making Kiba flat-footed to it as she darts out because of the stealth. You see, or rather off guard, as it is in the remake, you see this woman who would perhaps be beautiful, if not for the blood covering her hands and mouth that sort of stretches far too wide. She rushes out towards Kiba as her first action, second will to strike. But with a 2 on the dice, this should be public. Make sure to do that. There we go. And I need to reset the thing real quick. There we go.
That is a scary attack roll.
That it is. She's just able to get into you, Kiba. She does slice into you deeply enough to cause you to bleed as well. Ah, your blood flows so freely over those feathers. I need a taste. She's going to lunge in to bite, rather drink of your blood. This is an acrobatics check against your fortitude DC. Your fortitude DC is actually 1 higher, as you're able to push her off of yourself, her advances. She's not able to drink of your blood. Naughty
You
auntie.
disgust me.
I'll have your blood one way or another, though I prefer living blood. Giraffe, your turn.
Giraffe doesn't like what he sees. That's just really rude, taking other people's blood. Blood's something to be given, not taken, and he's gonna step up and double slice.
Okay. First attack does miss, in fact.
Oh boy.
She almost dances away from your blade, elegantly. You're here to dance too. Well, I can dance with you just as well.
So I'm assuming that misses.
Misses as well.
That's my turn.
Gonna need to try to find ways to debilitate her to make her slower as she sort of dances through your blades. Parenth, we go to your turn.
Try to do a recall knowledge on this thing.
Okay. Be a nature check.
Would Faye also substitute?
Or Fey. Certainly dealing with some sort of vicious Fey here. So, Parenth, you have heard of Fey like these. This is a Baobon Sith. I'll put that in chat. Well, it says female because that's also as part of the sort of description to her. But, yes, a Baobon Sith. They are Fey that are sort of adjacent to undeath and vampirism even though it is very rare to see sort of undeath in the Fey realm. It seems like these ones are very much like vampiric Fey. What do you want to know specifically about their abilities?
I would like to know their weakest saving throw.
Their weakest save is their fortitude. They dance elegantly but are not tough.
Is that so?
Yes.
Okay, with my 2 remaining
Poison
actions,
the vampire's wine.
I am casting haste on Giraffe.
Alrighty.
I cannot drag quicken to him for some reason.
Because it's a condition, not a spell effect.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way.
That's all my actions.
You feel a little bit quick in there, Giraffe. As we go to Yarmos, what do you do?
Yarmos feeds a Fury Cocktail to Giraffe.
Okay. I did add the effect for doubling on it, so if you put it at the chat, it should be there. All the way at the bottom of it. That is still your other one. There's another one I put in your inventory for it.
Oh,
Just sample.
Is he using that on me?
Yes.
Oh, he
yeah,
did.
Giraffe. Well, I mean, with your consent.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna add the Gonna make sure that the double has it. There we are. Fury Cocktail double on Giraffe. There we go. A little bit of resistance as well as that fury in you. Anything else,
And-
Yerms?
Yarmouth's gonna follow
Give
it
you
up
juice
by
up.
slinging the skunk bomb in his hands at this Fae here.
Okay. As you sling it off, this will miss, but not critically, so she will make the save. And also take the splash damage of 2 there. As it splashes onto her, yes, she'll make this fortitude save against the poisonous sort of skunk bomb, but a natural 20 will allow her to resist. Though, still might have been easy enough with the upgrade from just being splashed. Anything else?
Yarmouth is going to get his familiar to valet to him 2 hunting spire venoms in preparation.
Okay.
That's it for his turn.
Kiba, your turn.
Cool. So yeah, my inventory, my weapons were like a little bit messed up when I logged in. So I was like trying to think about what was I wielding most recently. The most recent fight was the rats. I think I had the axe out for that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Because I'm so badly hurt, I don't really want to go away from the rest of the party at this time. So I'm going to swap my weapon over to the two-handed version of the bastard sword and make a single strike.
Okay. So flip the
Apparently,
weapon.
I broke my shield.
Broke your shield as well? In terms of... Oh, it's just not equipped. You just have to equip it.
It was equipped, but when I held it, it's showing that it has 0 hit points. So
No, it would have been repaired. So we'll just put it at 20. There we go.
okay,
And go for
okay.
the strike.
I'm still gonna go for for this two-handed thing for now, though. Okay. Oh, I closed my window for some reason. Oh, silly me. Going for the strike. If we're gonna do the flanking, somebody else has got to do the move.
Strike out. 4 on the dice, won't cut it.
I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Realizing you need to start doing some damage to this lady. 24 does not do it either. Gonna need a weakener. She dances deftly away from your blade. Anything else?
Nope, that's all 3 actions for me.
Okay. Gaz, we go to you. Do take the
Oh
lead,
boy,
Kiva.
this is gonna be tricky. Gas joins up with the rest of the team. I'm a nice little line here, and first up starts patching up Kiba with some battle medicine. And
Thank you.
That's a
So
treat.
that should be. I don't have the rule prepared. I'm sorry.
There's a macro for it if you find it, but either way, roll the medicine check. There we go.
I use assurance.
Oh, your assurance. Okay, 13. There.
Next, I will use my good old temper.
Okay. So
I
she's...
go for the armor, considering she doesn't have any weapons.
It's gonna be quite difficult to grab onto her, as deft as she is, but go for it.
Nothing major, nothing gained.
You do fail, unfortunately, as she's able to sort of pull herself away. Touchy, are we?
That is annoying. I will use my final action to raise my shield.
Okay. So, as we go back to her turn. So much blood to taste. But I think you've been enjoying the dance so far. Let's keep it up. I need everyone in the room to make a will save as she sort of rhythmically sways and strides about the room here in this strange, captivating dance. She is striding, however.
Quick question. What's your will save, parent?
I'm sorry, what?
What's your will save, parent?
I rolled a 29 total.
I mean, your
plus 11.
modifier.
Plus 11.
Plus 11. What about you, Giraffe?
Plus 10. I got a 19.
Gotcha. In that case, Yarmouth's gonna follow parent's example of being a willful creature?
Sure. So you follow his example. Just roll your save, and we'll just add whatever it needs to be. It'll be
Just a
the
1
assist.
to it.
Oh yeah, 24. Though, everyone except for Parent and Gaz do become fascinated by her as she sways her way through the room. So the fascination does mean that essentially, well, the fascination, you can see the condition itself, what it does there. It doesn't do too much specifically here because she's the only creature in the room, but you also feel compulsion to use at least one of your actions per turn to stride towards her. And if creature
She moved in my range. Does that mean opportunity attack?
Of course, yeah.
Cool.
However, those who succeeded already feel the backlash of it. At least you're going to be immune to any further, but Parent, you do become slowed on the success. And Gaz as well. Giraffe, you critically miss there. So, with that dance she makes, she's going to stride over here about... Actually, no, she's going to stride through you all, getting to about there, and then go for Giraffe for a strike as their third. Slicing in with claws, 10 there will be a critical against Giraffe.
Oh, great. That's just what I needed.
She slices in for 30 points of damage to you, Giraffe. Then...
Macro?
Pretty bad.
Redemption.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
There you are. So yeah, throw the effect onto him, and he can take the damage. And then make sure to immediately remove it. Yeah. So, that being said, with her slice towards you, you're able to redeem, or try for some redemption here. Enfeebled, I assume, right? Kiba?
Absolutely.
Okay. Enfeebling her a bit further there. That'll be her turn, as she slices into you. Giraffe, we get you.
Whew, that hurt. So you said she's an undead, right? Not a fae?
So, she has this strange affinity with it, but she is not technically undead, no.
So cold iron would still be effective.
You do imagine, because she's primarily fae, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I assume an undead fae would be weak to both cold iron and undead weaknesses.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop my Montbelay and draw the cold iron hatchet.
Okay. Pulling that out.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. I have Quicken still. Well, I have that for this turn. I want to use that free action of striding to move to the side here.
Okay.
Then that leaves me with 2 actions to double slicer.
Mm-hmm. That will hit, actually. Roll the damage.
Yes!
She finally
You
finds
like blood, do you?
the moment to cleave into her. She does sort of shat out from the burn that it does cause her. And she may even be poisoned here from this. 2 on the dice, she is poisoned as well.
Oh.
D10 of poison damage and flat-footed for the current moment. Poisons and cold iron.
Yes.
Let's see
You
how
like it.
long you think you can survive. It doesn't matter. But yeah, go for the strike. 3 on the dice won't cut it there.
Ah,
Trying to slice
You can
in.
tell it's poisoned from a single strike.
Did the other weapon, Yarmus, would also have... Oh, but it missed. Right. So, that being said, Giraffe, you have 1 more action.
Oh, I thought taking out a weapon was an action.
Oh, right, you do. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, because you are adjacent to her and captivated by her, you are slowed 1.
No!
Oh,
But at least the fascination does end as you sort of shake it off of yourself. Parent, we go to you.
Being slow is not fun. I'm going to drain bonded item.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm gonna try to hideous laughter. I don't have anything that targets fortitude, unfortunately.
She does critically succeed. She's not going to be bothered with that.
Alright, that's everything I can do.
Yarmos.
Yarmos takes one step down to the south. Distractedly, his gaze still transfixed upon her. He still manages to reach a hand out with one of his poison, and with habitual motions, recoats Giraffe's cold iron hatchet in it. And he takes his last action to step one square away.
Cannot step away while you are fascinated by her.
Oh, is that?
The fascination trait has different stuff added onto it because of her ability. It's not just the fascination trait.
Oh yeah, I wasn't able. Yeah, it's
Either
hard
way.
to remember that kind of stuff. It's not on the tooltip.
Either way, you do become slowed at the end of your turn here, but you have one more action still.
Yeah.
Just can't step away for this action.
Gotcha. I didn't spend an action striding towards her though, didn't I?
You stepped within adjacent to her, so...
Oh, okay, so that counts. For it.
Yes.
Gotcha. In that case, he's going to use his last action to perform another recall knowledge about this lady.
Okay. That'd be in nature.
Nature.
Trying to think about what you may know about whatever this thing is. Well, you already know what it is, but Yarmos, you have no idea what to add yourself.
Right. That's it, my turn then?
So, Kiba, we go to you.
Okay, first things first, I reposition. Not a hard choice to make when you have no choice. And then, now that I'm in position, first thing I do is I will attempt a bon mot.
Sure thing.
Roll diplomacy against target's will.
If you put it out to chat and you have a target on her, you can click the button in the chat there. That'll give you a comparison, or at least me.
Has a
comparison.
concentrate
He can concentrate on her.
on her. Oh, on her, right.
He's
Gotcha.
fascinating.
Oh,
Either way, this is a success, in fact. You are just able to bon mot her, sort of like call back at her, whatever you say.
Oh, well, if it's a dance you want, my lady, a dance I shall provide. The dance of blades. And I go for the strike.
Okay.
There it is.
That will hit. Roll the
I
damage.
like that.
You also bring to bear the cold iron that you guys have made very good use of in the Stolen Lance here. 11 up to 21 damage to her as it sizzles on strike. She will also make a fortitude save for the hunting spider venom. It can increase her affliction value, but not so there. She's just unaffected by this one, but it doesn't reduce, even if she critically succeeded. The other one. I'm actually going to make sure to add this to her. And Yarmos, it's Giraffe's poison, so when it's his turn again, let me know. That being said, good strike, Kiba. We go to Gaz now. Kiba no longer fascinated, but you are slowed. On the end of it.
He's thankfully in a pretty useful position here. Using the extra reach granted by his weapon, he will try to grapple her.
Okay.
Nice, did fail me now.
It will not fail you. It's actually quite easy to sort of grab onto her as you sort of, you know, pummel into her side, catch her in this dance. She's able to be, held firm there.
Gotcha now. And using my second action, I will overdrive. We just
Alright.
drop crafting roll.
Well, hey, that is a critical success. Go into critical overdrive as the gears start to spur.
Excellent. And that's my turn.
Alrighty, now back to hers. As she has been grappled, poisoned, stuck where she is, she can no longer dance, so she will... Yeah, she has to try to escape here. She's gonna use her acrobatics to do so. Get your filthy machines off of me! 32 against your athletics DC is 23. It's not a critical success, so she can't move or can't step after it, which is actually kind of part of her plan there. But she is able to sort of rip herself free from your grab, wasting an action, wasting attack sort of map as well. She looks towards Giraffe once more, and I'll bring to bear whatever I need to kill you.
Not a good.
No!
She
Mamma
slices
mia.
towards your throat, sort of using the momentum of breaking free, but with that, she's been enfeebled, and
Redemption!
it's not the greatest crit from her, actually.
I'm gonna put Stupefied this time.
Okay. Stupefied will go up on her, making her more susceptible to mental effects. And yes, Giraffe, you would take that spell effect of the resistance and the damage there. As she slices in, though, I need a taste of your blood. It will sustain me. She does go for another acrobatics check to swing around you, but she is having a lot of trouble doing her main thing in drinking your guys' blood.
I
So,
really wish I took the right-handed blood feat. That would have made it so much funnier.
oh yeah. But for the purpose of it, she escaped. She swiped out for a little bit of damage, but otherwise, that's her turn. Giraffe's turn comes up. I do need to make a fortitude save for her poison. She rolls a 9, 23. She does succeed, so she will no longer be poisoned.
Bleed recovery's at the end of the turn, right?
Yes, at the end.
Cool. Am I still slowed?
You are for this turn, yes. So this is the turn
Okay,
where you have
thanks.
your 2 actions.
I'm just gonna double slice.
Sure thing.
You do have that quickened action too, so you can make a third attack if you want.
Actually, before the double slice,
Mm.
I'm going to bite her with my jaws to try and grapple her.
Okay, so it'd be an athletics check. It wouldn't be a strike.
Oh. That's right.
That's what the grapple trait does.
That's right,
It
that's
just
right.
allows you to with that weapon. And if you have hand wraps and mighty blows, which give a +1 to attack bonuses, it would also give +1 to grapple checks using your jaws. But yeah, roll your athletics. You already have
yeah.
a lifting belt, so you wouldn't need a hand wraps for it. Either way, total of 31 against her fort DC of that. She's not going to critically fail, but she will be once more grabbed by you guys.
Oh boy. And I'm gonna double slice then.
Okay, both at map 4, I believe. Gonna miss on that one. Even though you have a sort of grip of her, she's able to sort of like twist her body away from each of your strikes supernaturally fast. That's an interesting blade you have there. Trying to taste my blood too?
Trying to relieve you of it.
4 damage to you with the thing. Roll your recovery. Parenth, your turn. You have all 3.
Parenth is going to get away from her to begin with.
Okay. Luckily, no attacks of opportunity.
I can move one. And with all this debilitating stuff that Kiba is putting on her, I think he's gonna go for a befuddle.
Mm-hmm. So I do believe both Stupefied and Bone Mow are status penalties to her wisdom, so they don't stack. But it's still good to have both of them, actually. Either way, let's see if she gets befuddled. And she does, in fact, because she has been stupefied. Kiba's sort of putting her off guard and thinking about redemption just forced into her mind. She does become clumsy, which lowers her AC, lowers her reflex. You guys are putting her in a very, very tough spot. Stupefied too, so.
Now's the chance. Get her.
Get out of my head! Yarmus, your turn.
Yarmus pulls a lesser healing potion from his pack and feeds it to Giraffe.
Okay.
Sarah's blessings upon you.
That would be both of your actions, I do believe.
Correct. Is it him or I who roll it?
You roll it. If you press the use button on healing potions, it's good, because it'll delete it and actually roll.
Thank you.
14. Otherwise, never use the use button. But yeah, a little bit of healing. And that'll be you. Your slowed goes away. A little bit more clear-minded. Kiba, your turn, though. 2 actions.
Yep, I'm gonna I'm gonna attempt to demoralize, followed by a strike.
Okay.
If I can find it, there we go.
Trying to lay it on. A little bit more frightened as well.
Pain.
There, you're not able to.
All right. Well, if attacking your mind isn't working, then I'll
body
crit you
certainly
with a
is.
cold iron flaming blade.
You bring it up and slice down the d12s on the
What the
two-handing of that.
heck was that roll?
Oh my
Is
god.
the power of d12s. 56 points of damage. She bursts into flame with a nasty cut to her back as Giraffe holds onto her. She can't find herself able to deflect any blows with her mind befuddled. She's looking a lot rougher very quickly there. That'll be
Finish
you.
her off.
It is easier said than done, you know? I noticed something which I probably should have noticed earlier. Tamper specifically works in my reach, so I should be able to tamper from this range, right?
The reach that you gain from attacks is based on, like, it grants that reach to your attacks. If you were enlarged by a spell that gives you increased reach, then you would be able to tamper at range. But if it's
Alrighty.
the weapon, you can't tamper with the weapon. You have to tamper with a free hand.
Alright, noted. In that case, I will simply strike out.
Mm-hmm. And her AC is reduced by 4 at this
I
point.
will hero point that.
Go for it. His flat footing is a circumstance penalty, and the clumsy is a status penalty, so they do stack. That being said, 24 is still a little too low. It's not going to hit there.
I will keep on trucking and
Mhm.
strike again.
One more attempt
Yes,
here.
we'll go for it at this point.
With that, missing by 5 there. She's at 26 rather than 30 with her AC.
MAP minus 10, let's go!
See if you get to 20. Oh well, okay.
Hey!
Wow, would you look at that?
However, this, because a 24 would normally not even hit, it only upgrades to a hit rather than a miss, because that's how crits work.
Fair,
So-
fair
Maybe
enough,
we can
honestly.
Get a lucky shot in, and you are able to strike into her as she just tries to pull away from your allies. And yeah, that's why even if you have like 2,000 peasants fighting a dragon, they'll never win because they just couldn't hit. Either way, with that, battered, bruised, flaming, I need your blood, and I'll have yours. Get here. Oh, she doesn't even need a strike, you just need to be bleeding. You got open wounds, Kiba. She's gonna try and grab for some of your blood.
No, wait,
And
you'll
this
catch
time-
something.
This time, she does succeed. With that, she's able to sort of drain you. She gets her fangs into you, you're drained, reduces your HP, and it also gives her some HP back. Ah, that's better. How about a little bit more? You're bleeding too, aren't you? She goes towards Giraffe. 3 on the dice, though. Against your Fortitude DC, she's going to fail, as you're able to push her off. Even though you're biting into her, it's sort of a strange place where she's trying to bite at you while you're biting her.
I have the bigger jaw. She won't win.
Yeah, she fails that, and she makes a frustrated strike back towards Kiba with her claws. Third action. 2 on the dice. She's rolling. That's a failure because she's clumsy and she's dex-based, so
Oh my gosh, that
Yeah.
was close.
you guys are doing the exact thing you need to against her, and she's not rolling too well. She takes 8 damage from the flames. Almost all of that HP she got back. So, Giraffe.
Alrighty. I need to maintain the grapple, right?
Yes. It goes away, however, at the end of your turn. So you can still benefit from the flat footing if you believe you can kill her before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna start off with a double slice then.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're also flanking, so it's automatically flat footed. That being said, okay, you guys, you really don't like this
Hey,
lady.
hey, can I keep her head if I chop it off?
Well, let's see if you do. Roll your crit. You slice towards her. 24. You cleave towards her neck, and she does get a nasty sort of slice against it. but she's somehow still holding herself together, almost in this strange necrotic way. Her head sort of locked to the side a little bit. Give me your blood.
Poison.
But she will die to the poison.
Yeah.
Yes. As she's sort of tries to lunge towards you with her head sort of half off, in this strangely sort of necrotically fueled way, as the poison surges through her, and she dies, falling to the ground, reaching out towards Giraffe. Excuse me, Giraffe, for I need to actually remember to breathe, but yes, she reaches out towards Giraffe and can't do so. That'll be the end of that combat. Well done, guys.
Okay, that was beautiful.
That was a surprisingly clean fight for us.
Could have gone a lot worse.
That's because this is the first one of the few non-con based monsters.
Is everybody okay?
I'm doing pretty good here.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
still
scratching me.
bleeding, but I believe I'll live.
So, as you look down at her, she doesn't seem to have been carrying anything with her, but the room itself has been adorned with these treasures, perhaps many of them remainders of this elven sort of keep that you guys have been exploring. You see, it seems to be quite a few things, actually, so I'm gonna put the loot box down for you guys. You see, first of all, an instrument, a virtuoso lyre,
Oh.
a serum of sex shift, a life-sized dancing woman, alabaster statue, may be difficult to carry with you, as it's, oh, actually, why are there 3 of those? There we go. Royal wardrobes, bedside coffers, coiling snake jade statuettes, ancient filigreed elven water clocks, also a little bit bulky. The blanket on the bed is quite nice, and a good bit of gold, silver, and copper.
A serum of sex shift. What's the point of that? I can do that on my own.
I think it's a Terraria reference.
That's a lot of stuff.
It's not what I added.
Well, I mean, in universe, if we are taking all of that, that means we're actually stripping this room clean.
If you want to, yeah.
I want everything that's not nailed down. Then the things that are nailed down.
If you don't mind, I would very much enjoy that lyre.
I don't want it. It's all yours.
I thought lying was against Shellen's edicts.
Not necessarily. That's in the defense of, the innocent, there is certainly not much harm in that. Different gods and faiths may have their own various rules about that.
Well, may Siren Ray shine her light over their deceptions once it's done and over with.
Please understand, liar in this case does not mean deception. It's the name of the instrument. I shall play it for you later. Do not worry.
These
Well,
things might make for a good welcoming present for the Troll King when we meet him.
well, we'll see what we figure out once we get there, instead of just giving him our hard-earned treasure. Parenthus is going to start shoving things into the bag of holding.
12 bulk, good grief.
I think the bag of holding can handle it.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Steamer should be able to entice him with his new instrument.
We
Okay.
shall see. I am not trained as a bard. I am merely a musician. So my music does not carry power.
Actually, your bag of holding is overstuffed right now. You can see in your
Good.
inventory, you have carried bulk 27. So,
Let me pull these back out.
I think you guys are carrying with you some, like, weapons that aren't magical in any way. So, those could probably be thrown on the
Why do
ground.
we have these in here?
Well, what if I need my starter armor later?
I'm going to discard the battle axes. We have 3 of them and the great axe. Why do we have 3 battle axes?
They were at
They're
the Hodag den.
souvenirs.
Oh yeah, wasn't this from back when Giraffe used to collect things?
Probably.
Grant just like throws them out of the bag in disgust. These aren't worth anything at all.
So he's like sort of like digging down in it like a dog, like sort of like.
Oh my gosh.
So and you see these things flying out the side of it, like. But now you do have the room to stuff the life-size dancing woman statue. It looks elven though, not like it was made for this fae.
In the meantime, Gaz would like try to look at the flowers. They have caught his interest.
Sure. Pretty flowers. Perhaps Faye touched, perhaps she cultivated them here. Is there anything specific you're suspicious of, or...?
Trying to identify them, not that there's any good chances of that.
If you want to, roll your nature.
That's a recall knowledge, which should mean it's hidden, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, do keep in mind you're untrained, so you will, at this point, not be able to really do anything with it.
I'm aware. Hence the not really being able to make anything of it.
Yeah, you just shrug your shoulders.
Oh, no. Here, this is how you do it. Grandma takes a gander at it.
Sure. Yarmos, these, I mean, they're fragrant flowers to you. There's nothing really magical or specific about them, about their properties that interests you.
Gotcha. Well, you certainly got an eye. Got someone back home to impress.
No, not really, but we could probably also hand these over to the Troll King. I don't know. Gaz just shrugs.
Are
Just
you
looking
aware?
through.
Are you aware of the social implications of giving flowers to somebody?
Isn't this usually like a common gift to give to someone?
Well, sadly, no one's these colorful.
So what? Am I supposed to hand him a white rose?
Maybe let's stick to wine and cheese.
Other than that, though, as you guys look around, nothing else strikes your interest. Seems like you've pilfered the things that this strange fae has taken from her victims, or at least just this fort itself. And you've also dealt with the threats of it. Oh, by the way, experience. You guys do gain 120 experience points for her and downstairs, so it's a total of 120. Yeah, should be at 670.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I've got this bag open. Any of you need healing potions?
I'm pretty good, actually.
One might be nice.
Same here. I'll need to stock up.
Yeah, has my bleeding stopped?
Oh yeah. At the end of combats, it also all persistent damage just go away. So, that being said, what do you guys do from here?
Well, we have a comfy bed here. We can always rest for the night.
You truly wish to rest for the night in the very room where we killed somebody.
You mean the very room where Giraffe killed somebody?
You mean to rest here after we strip the room of all of its contents?
We should probably move away somewhere else, just in case.
Yeah, we don't know if we had if she had any friends just as weird.
She definitely had at least 3 or so.
Alright, these guys head down the stairs. At the very least, it does seem like it's safe enough here. You've dealt with the threats, the Fae, that have sort of made this old elven keep their home. And, yeah, nothing comes along.
Well, it's certainly refreshing to be clearing out evil and shining the light of justice down upon these lands.
If we decide to expand our kingdom out this way as well, we might be able to make use of this place.
So long as no other Fae move in the meantime.
Can you imagine how beautiful this must have looked in its prime?
Maybe.
Probably as obnoxiously extravagant as most elven architecture.
Well, certainly as a Shell Knight Keeper, you would see the beauty in this. Even so.
For sure.
Beauty in all things. But, I assume you guys are resting, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So, night has come. And you may, of course, take your rest. Since you've cleared this place out, and normally other creatures probably steer very far away from this place, it's a safe rest. Drain conditions go away, and for the purpose of it, Kiba can spam lay on hands over the course of the rest, healing everyone to full before dawn approaches next morning. There we are. So, from here, I assume you guys head out.
I'm ready for it.
Well, that was exciting.
Unfortunately, not the keep we were looking for, but it's a nice detour.
What's our plan of action now? Do we just want to head north, or
I'd say so, yeah. Heading north is probably the best way to be going right now, and then maybe continue west and then south.
Yeah, just fill out the map a bit.
Exploring the northern Narlmarches is probably best done after we've had a rendezvous with the Troll King.
Well, this is the northern Narlmarches up here.
Yeah, exactly. And if I remember correctly, he's like supposed to be like southwest of us. Of,
Yeah.
Like our capital.
Somewhere in that area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I still say we go a little north at least. And circle around maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
On a new day, you guys head further into the forests here. Here's going to be reconnoitering for us.
May I?
Of course.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Survival check, if I recall.
It is a perception check,
Oh, right, perception.
because you're not looking for anything specific. Like you're not tracking something. Looking about this region, you don't see all that much that catches your eye. Seems just a large trek of woods here. A lot of, that very large, sort of almost redwood type of terrain here, but otherwise, you spend half the day here, nothing of note in this region. Where to next?
should we just explore the northern reaches while we're here?
Yes.
We are kind of on a time limit, but I think we have
We
plenty
are,
of time
yes.
still.
2 weeks. We've spent a good quarter of that.
Every second we waste gives the Troll King more time to arm up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that he's in the south?
I personally think so.
They did mention southwest.
We could always do the troll first and then circle back up.
So we're going
Okay.
southwest to the square.
Alright. Remainder of the day heading in this direction here. Reconnoiter for me.
I can handle it this time.
Yeah, you take care of it.
Yarmos. As you're looking through this region here, something interesting does catch your eye. Or rather, your nostrils first. As the stink of moldering plants and an ominous silence sort of pervades this sunken clearing in the woods here. As you sort of round it, sort of at the top of the cliffs that go down into this sort of sunken clearing. There are soggy ground pools and stagnant, insect-infested sort of there are rather sort of like swamp-like ponds and sort of pools at the center of this depression here. And sprawled at this pond's edge down there lies what appears to be a dead horse of some sort.
Don't say it.
Some sort.
Don't think it.
Yeah, looks like someone's messed up with containing their poisons.
Do you guys go take a look?
Is the horse-like thing like in the center of this area?
It's at the southern edge of the ponds and sort of swamp-like area there.
We should probably investigate just so we know what's going on.
If we're on the run, at least we'll be able to goad enemies into here, if it's a bad thing.
Is there any sort of check I could do to determine, like, if this is natural or something?
Dare I say Kelpie?
Well, depends on if you guys are getting closer. Because you won't be able to tell much from a distance.
Do you all
I'd
not
like to
want
get closer and investigate it.
Okay.
I'll come with you.
Giraffe and Kiba slide down the sort of embankments here that go into this depression. And as you get down there, you realize that this creature with its white sort of fur, or is it hair on horses, I forget. It seems to have, actually, some sort of horn. Or at least did have a horn out the temple of its head. Seems to be a dead unicorn, in fact, that has been stripped of the horn.
Wait, the temple or the crown?
It's a unicorn, wherever those go.
Welp, I think it's time for a hunt. Do I see any tracks around the... Well, I'm gonna call it a unicorn, because that's what we think it is.
Sure.
Parents will go down there too after nothing jumps out at them.
Eva just kind of kneels there for a moment and weeps a little. Just a little.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know very, very little about religion, but even I know that aren't these like basically sacred creatures?
If not, they're still very good creatures, so killing one is a not good thing to do.
Killing one invites disaster.
Giraffe, looking about you, trying to determine who might have killed this creature. The strange thing is, you don't see any tracks in what would be an easy spot to have tracks in, sort of the swamp here. You see the hoof marks of the unicorn as it perhaps came down here to have a drink. But it seems like whatever may have killed it wasn't someone who was walking around here at the very least.
No
You're not-
sign of anyone but the beast itself.
And looking at it as well, strangely, it reveals no obvious cause of death. Though, looking over it, sort of doing a little bit of an autopsy, its eyes are milky and sightless, indicating perhaps it was blind at the time of its passing.
Old, perhaps. And just a guess.
Seems unlikely.
Someone did take its horn after all. You have to determine whether that's poaching or if that's something that's acceptable.
I can think of nothing acceptable about poaching the horn of a unicorn, the most sacred of beasts.
It's not only wasteful, but awful. Similar but different beasts have also been poached.
Gas turns to Yamus. So, aren't these horns usually used for ingredients or something?
Is that something that Yarmos would know just for free?
Yeah, unicorn horns are a reagent, a powerful one.
Healing. Yeah. Definitely are. Maybe, well, there's always the chance that whoever got their hands on it might be using it for a good purpose that we wouldn't know.
So basically, two candidates immediately spring to mind for me. Either our gnome friend at home stumbled upon it and used it for his things, or Taito got his hands on it and is using it for his nefarious schemes.
Well, from what I can tell, he had no alchemical skills to speak of, but I wonder if that could have changed.
And at this point, the only thing we can do is speculate. If there are no tracks, no signs of who the culprit may have been, then perhaps we're simply grasping at straws.
The only other thing
know-
you guys haven't done is try to determine more readily the cause of death with a medicine check.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that actually.
I could try, but I'm incompetent.
If we're done theorizing, I can probably like take a look at it and see what actually went down. Let's see. Medicine check. Open, right?
Yep.
I will hero point that.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Either way, you know enough to recognize its horn, first of all, was removed after its death. So it was taken from it for that reason, perhaps. Or it was killed for the horn. And you don't see any obvious wounds on it, so it was likely slain by some kind of effect that just strikes the creature dead.
Would I know what kind of things those might be?
Arcana.
Does this have to be blind?
Recall knowledge, yeah. Parents. So, with that roll there, how did Magi actually helping you here? To get to the DC. You can confirm that it was slain by a primal casting of Finger of Death. I believe a 6th or 7th level spell. I think it's 7th level, actually.
Oh. That's scary.
And likewise by a primal caster.
it wouldn't be Tartuk then. He's his powers are divine,
He's
and
arcane.
certainly not this powerful. Oh, who was arcane?
If there's somebody using primal magic, they probably knew exactly what they were doing.
No druid would do such a thing unless it was to put a quick end to a suffering creature. Unless it was an evil druid.
We've had plenty of those before, so the chances seem to be high for that.
Well, such a spell doesn't cause blindness, does it? Probably was on its last legs before it was put out of its misery.
Or he magically blinded it so he could ambush it.
It's hard to say, once again. Do the Fae, do they use primal magic, or are they as varied as we are in such matters?
Vast majority of the time it's primal from Fae.
Would
But
a
they-
Fae kill another Fae, though?
Would a mortal human ever kill a mortal human?
As opposed to an immortal human? An immortal human?
I'm just saying, Fae operate on their own peculiarities. I'm sure that there are certainly reasons why one Fae might kill another.
Well, I've certainly seen quite a bit of it in the mid-flit layers.
But this,
Either way, I think we can rest a little bit easier knowing it's not Tartuk with his hands on a powerful alchemical reagent.
But now we have to be careful because there's some sort of powerful magic user somewhere nearby, potentially.
More importantly, it's a very angry Fae, which means that perhaps all of our antagonizing of the Fae might come back to haunt us in the future.
Perhaps so, but that being said, you guys don't really have any other avenues to investigate this. No tracks. You know this causes death, but otherwise, it's getting late in the day.
Could be a levitating magician, but I suppose it is good time for a rest.
Since you
Should
are...
move away from this a little bit before we rest, I think.
Since you are in unfamiliar lands here, I do want well, whoever is going to keep the camp sort of hidden from everything, I want a stealth check from them. And then also need 2 people keeping watch or perception.
Karen will keep watch.
Oh, you're using the same configuration as last time, eh?
Trying stuff different.
And of course, the animal repellent.
As you
And
guys
alarm spells.
place out your sort of protection for this place, Yarmo is hiding it well. You all sort of have a fitful night's sleep. This region seems to be quieter than the rest. The proximity to that place where the unicorn died may have something to do with it. You don't hear many insects or, birds chirping, perhaps even creatures running about. And you don't see anything in the woods as you guys watch, so it's another rest where it's simple enough. You awaken the next day.
Before we leave, do you all think we should do something with that body, maybe? Instead of just leaving it there?
Like, give it last rites.
Kima, do you know the proper funerary rites for a unicorn? I certainly don't.
What a great question. Are there such things for a creature like that? Would that even remotely be a thing we do?
Shell Knights would certainly mourn the destruction of beauty. And this
Oh,
is
for
like,
sure.
yeah, something like that. So you roll me a religion check.
I can find what to do with my sheet. There we go.
You don't know specifics about it, but you're able to, provide what would be a true to the heart sort of burial for the creature.
I also do a little bit of music on my lute to mourn the poor beast. Not my lute, my lyre now. I have both, but now it's the lyre.
Ah, such a mournful dirge.
And with that being said, where do you guys go from here? A new day ahead of you.
Southeast now, right?
Do you want to go southeast or west?
I personally would go southwest.
Okay.
Yeah, southwest.
I'm fine with that.
Alrighty. So, heading in this direction, further away from your kingdom than you have been, well, in a long time. But it's the sort of thing where this will be the furthest I've been away from home. Well, this will also be the furthest I've been away from home. Do roll me a perception check.
Hey, that's me.
Looking about this region, as it sort of comes up against what would be the Hookdung Swamps, you guys know at least of the layout of the region here. Trees sort of get smaller as it's harder for them to grow in this sort of swampy region, and you break out eventually to just vast tracts of swamplands, just miles and miles across this massive bog. You most certainly do not think that that is the direction to go, and in the region you're in right now, nothing is noted to you. You don't find anything.
I am dreading exploring this swamp when we have to eventually, I'm sure. It's going to be miserable.
We may be able to rely on a bogged friend for guidance or indoor assistance.
Can't be that much different from a wet cave, could it?
I'm not excited either.
Mosquitoes the size of giraffe.
Well, when they're that big, you can at least cut them.
So, as half the day passes exploring this region, you guys go east?
I have a feeling it's probably not going to be on the border between the swamp, honestly.
Perhaps, yeah. You did get told that it was deep in the woods. In this region, you can roll me a perception check to have a look around. And as you clear this area, you are pretty certain as well. Nothing of particular note is here, just a vast sort of land of woods and woodland creatures. But no threats. So I keep rolling for them, but it's hard for them to find you in forests. That being said, another day passes. Nightfall occurs. Go ahead and do your sort of camping stuff. Stealth, and then 2 perceptions.
I will just keep doing the perception.
I will do one as well.
Hmm?
Oh, never mind.
You can watch next night.
So you bunker down for another
Okay.
night. You all can thank the stars above, sort of as this moonless, or this pretty bright night actually occurs overhead. Nothing comes along during your rest, other than sort of biting insects and other things. The forest is a little bit more lively as you get further away from that dead unicorn. Another day arrives.
Should really mark that unicorn place because that seems important.
Go for it.
You mark other stuff too. There's a keep, stuff like that.
Or like text. You can put text. Probably that'd be easier than a dot.
Hmm.
Let us know what's actually there.
But as you guys feel like you're honing in on this fortress, where do you go next?
Southeast seems like the most reasonable option at this point.
If you guys arrive in this region, roll me another reconnoiter. Checking for anything hidden within the trees. And Yarmos. As you are trekking through this area, it seems like it gets a little bit more hilly with these trees. Almost like, if you guys have ever seen or know about the Appalachian Mountains, sort of like very ground down hills and almost mountainous terrain, but it's been sort of ground down by ages passing. And as the trees sort of like try to surmount some of these larger hills, they get a little bit more sparse. You're able to see up on the ridges around you. And on one of those ridges, as you have been watching them, there's a tower striking out from one of the hills.
Well, could that be our destination?
How big does it look?
The tower itself just looks like a simple stone tower that reaches above, almost as if it is sprouting out of the hill beneath it.
It's not very big, but maybe we could get a good look around if we go in there. See if we can find this other place.
Let's try not to appear too suspicious.
So yeah, as you guys are getting closer and looking for something else nearby here, those who want to scout ahead, perhaps, and sort of look for something that would lead you to that tower, roll me a stealth and then a perception.
That's gonna have to be me, isn't it?
Just might.
You got this.
Dramos, do you need assistance? Do I need to come with you?
Hold my hand in, please.
I'm checking something. Oh, never mind. That doesn't last very long. I was checking invisibility to see how long it lasts, but I don't think it would work for exploring.
Well, you're close enough that you're like looking around. An invisibility spell lasts 10 minutes at second level, so you could help them. Especially being this far away from the tower, it'd be sight-based. They'd probably not even see anybody.
Okay, then I'm gonna take 10 minutes to switch out one of my spells for invisibility and do that.
Okay, just cast it on Yarmos and let him go off. It's very safe going for you, Yarmos. And in fact, as you get closer to that hill, you start to sight that beneath the tower, there is this pathway, this sort of cliff path, that leads up to what would be a building, like a stone building carved out from the side of this hill as it gets to be more of a cliff face. But the other thing, as you're sort of checking about, is that you see what seems to be a cave entrance hidden amongst the brush to the side of that more obvious entrance.
Huh. Are there any creatures around?
Creatures, from what you can tell, nothing outside of it, no. Oh hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. Looking for trolls in the mountains, or at least the forest mountains.
Huh. Is it feasible to get closer? Perhaps get a little further?
If you want to get close enough that... How close would you be walking up to the stone building, for example?
There's no windows on it or anything, right?
Seems like there are arrow slits on it.
Arrow slits. Well, in that case, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be much to be done without directly meeting them at that point. Seems like a good point for Yarmos to head back then.
Okay. As you meet up with the party once more, you can tell them about the two entrances to this place. The sort of... whatever may be carved into this hill in front of you.
Indeed. So, might this be what we're looking for?
Do you see any people or anything?
Not at all. Seems like they have quite the defensible policies kept about them. I doubt we'll be meeting anyone unless we make ourselves properly known.
You expect like a troll king to have like people around.
As you guys sort of have all of you looking at it as well, note that this is just a single half submerged in the stone, like, entryway. It's like a dwarven entryway where you wouldn't be seeing anybody on the outside of it in the first place. Unless you actually look inside of it. But it doesn't seem like anybody's milling about on the cliff face there.
Well, the only way to find out for sure is to go check.
Are we
I
planning
agree
on
with
meeting
you.
them now? If that's the case, a quick moment. Okay, like, eat this.
Huh? What?
Let's move on to a new
Yeah.
scene. So that I can let you do this spell effect easily. But yeah, where is my scene? There it is.
I am regretting not taking invisibility sphere.
Yarmos basically pulls out some slabs of a deli ham and cheeses and prepares this.
Wait. Are you giving us... Wait.
To match charcuterie. And place your tokens down here.
This is a meat
Your
and cheese
friendship level with Kiba has improved by 1 point.
So, also Yarmos, it looks like you're over encumbered.
Good
Takes
grief, what
10
did
minutes to
So-
make this platter.
Actually, it takes 6 seconds to make this and 10 minutes to eat it.
As you just lay out this platter for your allies. Whoever wants to can add that effect to themselves. But you see ahead of you, yes, that cliff face that was spoken of before. See some sort of like inkling of a room beyond it, but not any creatures within. You could sort of wind around through the forest and start going up the cliff face there if you wanted to, because it does go down to the forest floor. I just didn't extend the map too far. But you also, as part of Yarmos's perception, did see a hidden entryway to the south. cave behind the brush.
I think the hidden entryway would be better.
I agree.
If we do try this with diplomacy, the hidden entryway would be not the way to go.
So you think barging through the front door is better?
Not exactly
Not barging so much as perhaps announcing our presence.
Exactly. What do you think is more threatening? The guy politely going in through your front door, or the guy sneaking in through your back door?
Well, technically, if you have the confidence to go in by the front door, that makes you more imposing because you have so much
So,
moxie about it.
so food for thought here, but if this group is subjugating a bunch of kobolds, just keep that in mind.
The thought had crossed my mind as well.
I'm personally believing this is mostly attributed to Tartuk's influence.
Yes, I certainly hope so.
Yes, and if Tartuk is actually here, he knows who we are, so...
The good thing about encountering Tartuk again is that he is, let's just say, you have my blessing to kill him on sight.
At the same time, I'm terrified to meet with him again.
I think we should still go for that secret entrance.
I still think a front door is the way to go.
And then put it to a vote.
Alright, 1 for front door, 2 for secret entrance.
2 for front door.
1 for front door.
1 for front door, 2 for secret entrance.
He's letting us put it in the chat what we're voting for.
Yeah, in the Foundry chat.
Oh, I thought you meant as in like how many people are voting for each way.
2 for secret entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I did that right.
We voted secret entrance. We have 3 votes.
Okay. So then it is the secret entrance. As the kobolds are outvoted there.
Very out of character, actually.
Sorry, kobolds. We're taking the tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
By
So,
all means.
go on ahead.
Parent is being careful as he moves. He's
Of course.
trying to keep his eyes peeled.
As you guys are going through the forest here, you can wind your way all the way around. You're not too afraid that anything from the watchtower will see you under the sort of forest here. Would be much harder to stealthily approach from the cliff face there.
Sorry, Jarmos, I just have a bad feeling about this.
As do I. You're not the only one.
You think they'd lead us into an ambush?
So as you guys round the bend here, you see what seems to be a round tunnel. Certainly at some point burrowed through here by something round. That sort of goes up about at a pretty steep angle for 40 feet or so as you can try to pierce the darkness here. It's harder to see any further because just, it's vertical, so you can't see beyond it until you surmount it. But, yeah, gets very dark as you guys look ahead.
Maybe you'll make a guess at what may have made this passageway?
Yeah, roll me an Arcana. Or Nature. Either or.
Can I also try a mining check?
Sure.
As a reminder, my friends, if we are going to pass through the darkness, I would prefer to remain toward the middle of the group.
Would you?
Oh, thank you. This tastes odd, but never mind.
As you guys think about this for a moment, Parenth, it certainly is some creature that did this. And, Gaz, from your mining expertise and knowledge about it, you were always told that if you find tunnels like this, you should not enter them. But, at the same time, tunnels like this crisscross the world from creatures like this from ages past, so there's also a very good chance that the creature, whatever did it, is not here anymore. Whatever massive thing it was.
So, in my expert opinion, this secret tunnel is probably a bad idea, It's certainly a gamble. We could find a very angry resident inside it at the very least.
So is the concern the residents, or is it the concern collapsing? It collapsing on us.
The very angry residents making its lair inside this.
Are you just saying that to get us to go through the front door?
No. I'm saying this because I know quite a lot about mining, if you haven't guessed yet.
Jarmos, can't that little friend of yours go take a look?
He's busy helping me with potions, and also he can't see in the dark.
If you are not comfortable with the idea of this tunnel, I would not object to backtracking toward the front gate.
Hey, you can always just go in. As mentioned, it's just a gamble. There's plenty of these tunnels. Some of them inhabited, some of them not.
Parent kind of nudges Giraffe forward.
Well, if it's dangerous, there's no way the trolls would let it stay this close to their abode, would it? Would they?
Come on, Giraffe, don't be afraid.
We can always back out, can't we?
Giraffe
As long as we can outrun whatever might be in there.
inching you guys' way up this pretty steep tunnel here. Giraffe finally sort of reaches to a point where his head can see across to what becomes a more smooth tunnel ahead of you. And you see what seems to be two passageways, one to the south and one to the north. The north one just seems to curve into other rooms, but the southern one, well, it seems to have a bit of chains and blood spewing across the floor, or at least dark stains to your dark vision eyes. Not sure exactly what color they may be.
I'm gonna whisper to the group that I think if there is a beast in this cave, it's this way. Because I see bones, I see blood, and I see chains.
Why would a
Concerning.
beast have any need for chains?
I was about to say, a beast
My
doesn't
guess
really...
is that it's a prison where prisoners are, well,
Fed to it?
fed to a beast.
As we are heading forward here as well,
Yes.
what are your exploration activities?
Search.
Search.
And if you
Search.
are searching, roll me your perception checks. Trying to determine what may be ahead.
Looks like we are 4 searches and a scout.
I'm gonna aid the most promising search. No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm
while
going
you're
to
scouting.
aid Kiba since he's next to me.
While you're scouting, you're just scouting. You can't aid
Oh.
other people with.
Never mind then.
Because you're sort of keeping active eyes on whatever ambush routes and stuff like that. Yeah. That being said, as you guys look forward, all sort of tentatively, you do get the sound of something around sort of those chains. And you see just barely the rise and fall of what seems to be some beast chained to the wall, at least these chains to the south and maybe across the way as well. Something is in there. It's hard to see from where you're at, though.
Hey, who wants to agree with me and just leave whatever's there alone?
Could be a kobold chained up in there.
That doesn't sound like you at all, Giraffe.
Somebody quiet should take a look at the very least.
That's a good idea. I just have a feeling.
Mm-hmm. Alright, in and out. I'll take a quick look.
Okay, roll your stealth. Scampering your way in to get a better look at what you're dealing with here. You're having a tough time, so you sort of go along the wall a little bit further there, and you get to about here, squinting your eyes to see. In the dark here, with black and white, it's still difficult to make out what you're seeing here without the contrast. Before you see all of a sudden the chain going taut as whatever was there, sort of up against the wall, sort of lunges out towards you, seemingly this strange sort of bestial dog-like thing, as it does lunge towards you, the remainder also sort of up against the walls, still chained with collars on them, are also lunging out towards you. So, for the purpose of it, I need everyone's initiative.
Woo!
What the dog
Not,
bone?
not the greatest stealth check there.
Got the dog in him.
So let me roll theirs as well.
Oh my god.
Still need initiatives from... Why are there 2 keepers? Why are there 2 keepers in this? Huh.
I think it's showing Kiba at the end and beginning of the initiative.
Yeah, well... Did you roll your initiative, Keeper?
You did.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't see it.
You roll 16.
Let me fix that here. Combatant does not exist. Ah, yes, bugs. I love them.
I'm sorry, Kiba. It was nice knowing you.
I'm gonna delete you. I might have to reset this combat here because it's stuck with Kiba in it. That's really annoying. Yep, it just won't do it. Okay. We're just gonna re-roll the whole combat because it doesn't really matter, and we have to do it because the thing bugged out. That's annoying. Yeah. Either way, keep us back down. Let's roll it again. Hopefully, here I'm just gonna roll. Yeah, there we go. Now keep it worked. For some reason, that just
Yay.
doubled him up for some stupid ass reason. But that being said, as you guys see this happen, you all sort of get ready to jump out there. Any initiatives from Giraffe and Gaz and Yarmos, please?
Don't I use the stealth
I
check that I
rolled
have?
16.
You don't roll the stealth.
Choose
You don't
the-
use the stealth check. No, it's just Gaz. I need yours.
Didn't I roll my initiative?
We had a bug, so you have to
Yeah.
roll it again.
My bad.
Oh, well, that's a lot nicer.
Okay.
Well, that's
you.
very.
So, with that being said, Yarmos, you're quick on your feet and are able to sort of maybe jump back here. What do you do? Start of your turn.
He steps in and he strides.
Okay. So carefully stepping away from the creature as it chomps at you and rushing right back to the group.
And then he finishes off his turn by trying to recall knowledge now that he sort of has a look at them.
A
guess
better
now-
look at it. So they were sort of
Yeah.
like, nestled up in the sort of little like cavernous rock things there. Either way, you would roll Arcana or Nature.
There. Gotcha.
Looking at them, you recognize them as troll hounds. They are some strange twisted beast that are sort of pets to trolls and have many of their similar qualities to them. What do you want to know specifically about them?
Oh, we've met these guys before. They're the ones with the weakness to fire, aren't they? What are their lowest saves?
Lowest saves on these are their will saves.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, didn't we get one of these guys?
Yeah,
during,
and
Cat's
a
Eye
troll
Night? Yeah.
alongside it as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
On this one's turn, it is going to try baying for blood to escape from the chain that holds them back. They will not do so. I should be rolling in public here, so let me fix that. There we go. And it's going to try again. This time, however, with a map -5 even added to it, it is able to break itself free from its chains. Looking for, more food. It rushes out. That'll be the third action for it. We go to this
Well,
one.
so much for sparing them, I guess.
It is
Oh.
going to try to break from its chains as well.
Does
This
this
one will
happen
easily.
normally for them? Let's take a lot of fortune and chains to keep it kept.
As they break out and rush over here, they go after Yarmos, but can't do so without... Yeah, they have spent all 3 of their actions. So, Kiba, we go to you.
Well then. Can I?
You can walk through your allies, yeah.
No, I mean, like, the corner over there is probably a little too tight, huh?
No, it isn't. That's fine.
Really?
It's more than half the space is not wall.
Alright, I'll move in with my blade and try to take this thing down.
Okay. with a natural 1.
Interesting. Do I really want a hero point? I don't know. No, I'm gonna save the hero point. I'm gonna do a second strike.
Okay. The first one misses. You sort of
I
like
know we've got
stumble
a tougher thing coming up, probably.
through. You are able to strike here. Roll a damage. As the blade lights up, striking out into it, sparks flying from it, it certainly hurts a lot more to be struck by that flame. That'll be its turn, or your turn. So, we go to another one's turn. It's going to also try to escape from its bonds there, the collar and chain that sort of hold it against the wall, and these guys are really bang for blood here. That one succeeds. As it rushes up to here, it will strike out towards Kiba. And with a 19, -5 because of the map effect of escape, they still do hit. Kiba, as it rushes up to bite, you take 15 points of damage, and I do need a fortitude save. Their slavering maw there really seems dirty.
Okay, that's a reroll.
Okay. Can't tell what diseases these things may be carrying with them, but you're able to sort of push it away before it can really sort of infect your wound. That'll be its turn. Parent, yours is up.
Okay. Kind of sad that Kiba moved where he did. And I got rid of Scorching Ray. Do I use a 3rd level spell slot? So how does Fireball work in caves?
It's fine. It's a fireball.
Should have got a Pathfinder mantle, huh?
It's not like there's extra physics to it. It does what it says it does.
That's gonna be
Oh, that's
very
not where
noisy.
that's not where I'm putting that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed my push to talk about, not accident.
I mean, it looks pretty good to me.
It has to be on a corner, not on a flat side of a thing there. That's in the center of a square. Corner of it for a burst. It's like there, yeah.
Sorry.
Either way, as you send off this fireball, yeah, careens into the room, lights it up for a moment there. I'm gonna have them roll their reflex saves. As it bursts out, they will be dexterous enough to avoid the worst of it, actually. A lot of them, in truth. But, of course, they're weak to the fire, so it burns brightly, even so.
That is an awful roll. Good grief.
Yeah.
Not the best, but it triggers all of their weaknesses. It's still a lot of damage. Anything else?
Last action.
As flames burst in the room, Giraffe following through. What do you do?
Woo! Fireball. Okay. I'm gonna stride down to the one next to Yarmos. Oh shoot! I didn't change my stuff. Am I? Yeah, I had the hatchet equipped last. It's fine.
You can have whatever you would have thought you would enter with in your hands. You don't have to worry about...
I'll keep it on. And I'm going to double slice this one above me.
Mm-hmm.
And my headphones may have disconnected.
Just go for the strike. Hatchet and Bloodthirst, the Kukri, both brought to bear, but natural 1. The darkness of the cave here, even though you see well, it's all in black and white, you have a hard time finding them. Or at least, being careful not to hit your allies. If you can hear us, just go for the second.
Okay,
Oh,
now
there
I
we go.
can hear you.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay, yeah. A much better roll, 27, will be a hit. Not a crit, though. You slice into it for a total of 15 points of damage. It will also maybe be poisoned here. Though these, being cousins to trolls, will have a high fortitude. They're just fine there.
Go figure.
Well, no, for number 2.
Mm-hmm. Slice in once more. This one will also hit. Actually crit, because you're using double slice. Without the map, easily enough, you carve into it one more time, but not destroying it just there. It does take the 1d8 bleed from Bloodthirst, I do believe.
Yes.
So the bleed goes up. And yeah, Giraffe, you also get 1d8 healing. Or temporary HP, rather, when you hit or crit with Bloodthirst.
Oh, yes! I don't know how to add that.
It's on your character sheet, there's temp HP in the top left. It's not going to be
Thank you.
poisoned there, unfortunately, but yeah.
Is it
Slice
just
in.
8 or is it 1d8?
1d8. Don't press enter on your character sheet ever, because it for some reason uses items and stuff, so give yourself back a lesser healing potion there. That being said, we go to another one of these creatures. They're going to rush, or try to rush away from their chains there, pulling at them as much as they can, and they're pretty rusty. Give it something they want to eat, they break free, and are rushing towards Giraffe there. As they get to there, they're going to make a map attack. Use the escape, and will miss. Because of that, a little bit too tired. Gaz, we go to you.
Oh boy. Guess it's gonna. Actually, need to check my movement because okay, only 25. Unfortunate.
Mm.
He is going to gently squeeze in here, and is going to. Very frustrating. I'm going to simply strike at the near wolf, near death trollhound.
Go for it. Get yourself up close, 10 on the dice, will hit, roll the damage. Battering out towards it, 9 puts it down to 1 health, as it just barely keeps itself standing.
I knew I should have overdrived. May as well go for the map attack.
Sure. Quick 1-2 punch with your gauntlets there, pounds into it, and whatever you roll, it is dead. So, just pummel that one into the ground. Because it has taken flame damage before the start of its turn, it cannot regenerate, it truly dies. Yarmos, we get to your turn.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, at the start of the round, you hear a booming voice sort of come down the from the west. Hey! And you hear like a slam against the stone that sort of resounds with the stone, as if something is angry. But you don't hear anything further, at least for this round. But something has become aware of the dogs baying and barking.
Do you think it's too late for diplomacy?
We killed their dog, so I'd say so.
It seems likely.
Well, in that case, Yarmos is going to quick alchemy a alchemist's fire, and then toss it at the back dog here.
Okay. Quickly churning together some fire.
Just skip all of these whistles and just.
There we are. So, as you sling it off, that will definitely hit. Roll the damage.
It's gonna be a bit of fiery splash, right?
Splashes into him and burns quite well. 10 damage on that one. Plus the persistent fire, which is not going to be great for them either. And this one is also splashed, which is for more damage, and then the alchemist comes into their own. So, as they burn brightly just from a simple bond, what else do you do?
Yarmos is going to proceed to then. You have no idea. He then ballets out his crossbow and readies an action to aid Keba in his next attack. Testing. Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi. Wait. Which parts of that did you catch?
Catch. Sorry, say that again. What do you do?
Which parts of my turn did you catch? Just the alchemist fire so far?
Yeah, just the alchemists.
Okay, in that case, Yarmos has his crossbow, and he's going to prepare an action to aid Kiba in his next attack, next strike.
Okay, that's a single action.
Yep.
And you mix
that's
together for
all
the
three.
third. Yep. Okay, so we go to this one that is now burning alight with the flames. It's going to rush up in its fury and try to attack Giraffe here. As it bites towards your ankles, they will just barely hit. Not just barely, but
Redemption time.
pretty good. Alright, 8 damage would be taken. However, with that, Giraffe, you may take the damage since you have the effect up.
One
You only
damage.
take
Evil
one.
for sure.
Yeah. And as it is sort of enfeebled there, it is still going to try to bring you down to the ground. Actually, I think it just can with the knockdown trait, which will actually change. They're actually changing the remake where these will always still require an athletics check.
Thank goodness.
But for now, you're dragged to the ground prone with their third action. At the end of its turn, it will take some fire damage there, which will burn plenty as they take the weakness value of it too. Hopefully for them, they will... Oops, I shouldn't have rolled it twice. Either way, they failed both times. So, Kiba, we go to your turn.
Well, we've gone from formations to an all-out melee, so I'm just I'm gonna see about trying to kill this guy in front of me.
Sure.
See how that goes.
Yeah, and I'm aiding this one.
Ah, another natural
That's
one.
familiar. Let's do a follow-up strike.
So all these hounds are sort of overbearing the group here. This second strike. Yarmos, are you aiding the first or second strike?
Yeah, I announced that I ate the first one, so
Yeah,
to
so-
be fair, I'll just...
Kiba's second strike also misses.
All right, that's pretty cool. Let me see. Looking at my positioning, at the moment, I kind of feel like the best chance of setting up a flank, I'm already in it. So, third strike, I guess.
Okay.
Crit fishing. Next.
Wouldn't be too hard. I mean, even with a 15 on map 10, these things aren't just hard to hit, but you're not rolling very well. That being said, we get to this one's turn. As you had struck out towards its ally, it's going to strike out towards you. Trying to bring you to the floor as well as they try to gnarl into you guys. That'll be a hit. So, Kiba, you do take 1 plus the modifier 7 damage there. You are then thrown to the floor, prone, and they're going to continue their attacks after that with one more strike. Also, roll me a fortitude save once, as they miss their third. You are fine, keeping away that
That's more like
disease. Parent, your turn.
Parent is going to put his Wand of Magic Missile away to draw his Wand of Burning Hands.
Hmm?
I think that's 2 actions to put something away and pull something back down.
Yes, if you're putting it away rather than dropping it on the floor, you can just drop it for free action.
Either way, it wouldn't be enough to do what he wants to do.
Okay.
And with that held, he's going to just cast Shield again for now.
Okay. Pulling that out, casting shield, getting yourself protected there. We're going to go to Giraffe.
Alrighty. I'm gonna double slice the one south to me. No. First I'm gonna get up. Then I'm gonna
Alright.
double slice the one south to me.
To get up there, you can right-click the prone condition, the blue staircases there.
Alrighty. Let's hope for some crits. I see
This
it's like
will crit, yeah.
I like that.
So cleave in with Bloodthirst, 24 damage to it.
and I'm gonna hit the one to the left of me. To the west.
Damage dice that you rolled, so 3 and 5, total of 8. Yeah. That one takes 8 as well, as you sort of slice through both of them with this strike. And this one will also take the bleed of 1d8. You also get your healing 1d8, or temper HP rather.
And now for my second attack.
Hmm?
Oh, and I get the D8
Yes.
you were saying.
Yeah, you can roll that out and do that after the turn here. So as you carve into this one, that'll be a crit as well. Another 22, and I assume
7 damage spread to the other one.
cleaving over the other one as well. Slicing through both of them at once, using her momentum to do so. Both looking really rough. Anything else?
That is my turn. I'm out of actions.
What did you do? You double sliced and something else?
Got up from being prone.
Oh, right. So yeah. That being said, we're gonna go to this one here. Roll your d8 and give yourself d8 temporary HP, because you might want to use it as this one is striking out. Will hit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the d8.
Mm-hmm. So give yourself 7 temporary HP. Whenever you do something on the sheet, just like click off rather than press enter, and it'll stay.
Do I set it to 7 or add 7?
You set it to 7, because it can't stack. Yeah, once this one is striking out. Oh, and also, this one hasn't taken any acid or fire damage, this one specifically. No, it did after the fireball, so this turn it's not getting any. So, yeah, 7 HP, do take the 10 there, that it is striking in with, and it will knock you prone once more with its ability. Striking out one more time. It will miss that one, but do roll me a fortitude save for the disease that it carries from the first strike. Which you are totally fine for, so no worries there. It bleeds a bit, taking a lot of damage. It's barely holding up this thing. Gaz, your turn.
This time I will overdrive.
Alright.
Quick crafting check.
Critical success, in fact. This is a place where these machines were meant to be.
Beating up dogs.
In case.
Oh no!
He
Oh, yeah.
is going to immediately
What is
strike the
it
one
with-
below him.
Me and dogs in the past couple days.
They're going places.
Gaz strikes out, which will be a critical strike.
That's a goodie.
Pummel into this one. Yeah, it is not surviving there. It goes to the ground dead because it has already taken fire damage quite recently.
And with an MAP, I will strike the one next to Giraffe.
Mm-hmm. Right over top of Giraffe as he's pulled to the ground there. This will almost be a crit, but not so.
Unfortunate, but oh well.
Still, with the critical overdrive, a lot of oomph behind the attack. It barely holds up here. Just barely. But it's already on fire, so probably won't last much longer. However, as you do that, you have one more action, I believe, right?
No, I overdrived.
Oh yeah, you did that this turn. Okay. So, as we go to Yarmos, though, you hear once again, "Oi!" Some language that you have not been understanding as it's shouting out, but now you hear footsteps in this direction. For the purpose of it, this creature will roll their initiative now. You'll see it soon. So, Yarmos, what do you do on your turn?
That's not a good sign. Yarmos is going to reload his crossbow and air another aid action for Kiba.
If you used it, you would have expended the crossbow bolt.
Yeah. So
So
he
you-
needs to reload it.
Yeah, reload, aid, one more action.
Reload, aid. One more action. He's going to come around here for future flanking.
Okay, rushing around the side there. We go to this trollhound that's still on fire. It is going to continue to bite at Kiba, actually. Trying to bite down. 2 on the dice. You're able to sort of hold it back with the haft of your weapon. Throwing it off to the side. It will not actually be able to hit this either because it's still enfeebled. So, third action, it's just going to keep trying to gnarl in as much as it can, but cannot do so. As the end of its turn, the enfeeblement goes away, it takes damage, and it dies from the flames as it burns up. Its body just not able to handle that. Sakiba, one remaining, but you hear something else approaching.
Alright, I'll leap up to my feet. And, can I get into that spot with the dead guy?
Yeah.
Cool. And, see about trying to take it down quickly,
Okay.
so we can be prepared for whatever's coming our way. Right.
Critical, in fact.
Uh,
the flank.
Oh,
So as Yarmos distracts the dog, it looks around to the side. You cleave into this thing, essentially lopping its head off as the flames burn and destroy it there. That one's not surviving any longer there.
remember when I could like barely hurt things?
Mhm.
I remember those days.
So, you have one more action. Or actually none, because you stood and moved. So, good
Yep.
that you moved, though, because otherwise would not have been in crit. Parenth, you hear something pounding its footsteps closer.
Guys, we should maybe go around the corner.
Yeah, good idea.
Due to initiative, you would be... It's still... Actually... Yeah, it would come around in this turn because that's when it is rolling its initiative, so unfortunately you guys will be standing there while it's there.
Okay, so in that case, I'll just. Can you ready a spell in Pathfinder 2e?
Unfortunately not. You can only ready single actions.
Understand. I'm
could
just
be a
gonna-
single action spell.
I will ready a shield. No, I'm casting shield.
Okay.
And I guess that's it.
Buffs, haste, stuff like that. Setup.
I think I'm good for now.
Okay, so, with that being said, you do hear these footsteps, like, almost as immediately as he says to go around a corner, the creature sights you around the corner itself. As it moves around, you see this sort of scintillating maw of crystals in this creature as it rushes out, and it bellows out some of those crystals out, falling with its bellowing. To the fallen Bulaba! Doesn't seem happy with you.
I point at Kiba and said he did it.
But that's all three of its actions that it spent.
That's right.
Glad you're honest. I'm gonna use one action to get up, another to stride, and a third to parry.
Okay. Get up, moving forward. Brazenly raising your guard right in front of it. Gaz, your turn.
Gaz is also going to advance a lot less brazenly than Giraffe. He is also going to be cheeky and leave something for the future question mark. He is going to place a mine down here.
Okay. A little bit of a explosive right there. I'll place down a little bit of a thing there. There we go. This mine is set. I'm gonna also like have it up on your sheet so we remember that
Yep.
we have a bomb. So is that all three?
Yep, placing
yeah,
the mine
so-
takes 2 seconds.
Okay, so Yarmos, your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. I know that this looks bad, but we don't have to fight. We're here in peace. Yarmos tries to reason with the creature.
You don't even speak its language. It doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. I'll allow that to be a free action, but
Oh, okay.
there is nothing that can be done for a raging troll as you've killed its hounds.
Oh, well, I tried. Yarmos
Yeah, we
starts off
killed
with-
its dogs. There's no going back.
Yarmos starts off with a recall knowledge on this thing.
Recall knowledge would be a Arcana or Society.
Gotcha.
As you look at it, you're able to tell that this is a variant of a troll. This is not a regular one. This is a rock troll. cousins of regular regular trolls. What do you want to know specifically about it?
Any weaknesses?
So, it doesn't have any weaknesses, but I can tell you that it is weak to taking acid or sonic damage to stop its regeneration. It is not susceptible to fire.
It's very specific and not my repertoire.
It can still take fire, but yeah, acid or sonic is what stops its regeneration abilities.
Well, in that case, Yarmos gets his familiar to volley him 2 stun bombs and then sends one its direction.
Mm-hmm. Slinging that off, it will be a hit. In fact, roll the damage.
Alright.
As you batter it with the skunk bomb, it'll take that 5 poison damage easily enough, and it'll roll its fortitude save.
Indeed.
Though something like this, even on a 3, succeeds its fortitude save.
That's why it's still a second.
Oh yeah, actually. Still second 1. Still effective enough.
Is it for his turn?
Really? Doesn't like the smell, but Kiba, what do you do?
I move up to Giraffe and I ready my blade to strike at him as soon as he comes within reach.
Okay. So, Parenth, back to your turn.
Alright. Grant's going to use his reach spell, and he's going to cast Befuddle on it.
Okay. Not known for their wills at all. Just had to have a look at it. And not liking where it's going. That is a definite failure on its part. Almost a critical failure at that point, but not so.
So close.
Stupefied and clumsy. As it sort of is befuddled by your magics there.
Alright, that's all 3.
It's barely had, even in its own language, an understanding of how to speak. Now it just rushes forward primally.
Reach attacks.
I generally thought that it was speaking English at first, but just like in a very thick accent.
Nah, it's speaking in some language unknown to any of you. As it has reach, it will strike out
God,
towards
I need to get my glaive back.
Kiba.
We're doing a moderate amount of trolling.
And it will hit Kiba. His jaws bite down on you. Do you take 25 points of damage? Second,
Pain.
a claw
That is not a moderate
swipes
amount.
towards Giraffe. And the claw hits Giraffe as well. Second as it is, it can still get these strikes in. 14 damage to Giraffe. Unless
Oh, I'm gonna redemption that.
throw that on him, and then after, there we go. Giraffe can take the damage.
Enfeeble, of course.
Reducing damage, trying to impart some redemption in its mind, some regret. A little bit is put there, but not enough to stop it. Giraffe.
Okay, it's gonna be your turn. I'm gonna drop the cold iron hatchet. Then I'm gonna pull out the elemental mutagen.
As you're looking down to pull it out, the jaws swipe towards you and miss because of the enfeebled. They seem to have attack opportunity.
Sure.
I want to make an attack of opportunity with Bloodthirst.
That one triggered attack opportunity.
Oh, sorry. I have such a kobold brain.
No problem. It missed its own attack opportunity.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Anyways, then I'm gonna take out the elemental mutagen, or
Bestial, I think you mentioned?
the energy one. I
Energy,
thought.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because we're still using that, right?
Oh.
Or,
About that. You've moved on to Fury Cocktails.
so you wouldn't have any energy mutagen on him.
Well, I wanted to use the acid damage, but that's okay. Instead, I'm going to pull out my shield, my steel shield.
Okay.
Both to boost my AC and to bash. So that's one action for equipping the shield. Free action for dropping it. Then I want to step forward and attack with the Bloodthirst.
Okay. Slicing towards it, trying to find some way into its guard.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Sure. The thing is,
Hero point.
loping,
Yeah, I already
Dirty
said
hero
830.
point.
I put an alert in the chat.
loping
Hey, is that
about,
crit?
clumsy, that is certainly a crit. It's on bad footing here. 32 max
roll.
damage. So you slice into it, you cleave into its belly, but you already see that rock on the inside of it and crystal sort of reforming it. It won't stop regenerating until somebody does acid or fire. But for the purpose of it, it will bleed.
Acid or
Come
sonic,
at
you
me.
mean?
Acid or sonic, yes, yes. And also give yourself the 1d8. Oh, it actually is immune to bleeding. Never mind. It is a rock. It cannot bleed. Thank you. The system told me that. He's like, no, don't do that. So, yeah.
Nice.
As you cleave into it, still, it's a lot of damage to it. Guys, what do you do?
Well, seeing as he is a source of acid damage, he will sheepishly maneuver around here and use his Kobold Breath.
Okay.
Love that.
Guys, don't look. This is very embarrassing for me.
Leash
Uh,
of breath. Acid damage is still
That is
reflex,
a
right?
line.
Is it reflex or
It's a
fort
reflex
for-
save, yes.
Okay. I think it's only like fort for like poison breath, yeah. It rolls a natural 20. As it somehow stumbles away, luckily enough, from the breath.
Let's see how long it takes me. 3 rounds.
no.
That is-
And here I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
boy.
but it's still gonna take damage and I fail, and then it does that. Oh.
Unfortunately.
And that's my turn.
Gotta find some other way to solidify that damage to raft into it. So,
Yarmos, we
Yomus.
need you.
Alright. Oh, well, this is my last reagent.
Don't worry, I have battle medicine.
Yarmos rushes over, quick alchemies up an energy mutagen, and feeds its giraffe.
Okay.
Acid.
Acid mutagen. Adds it to his weapon.
And I'll set up the flank.
This is great.
That's it first,
Thank
right?
you.
Alright, so, there we are. As you infuse him with what needs to be done here, Kiba, you go to your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Sorry. I'm gonna self heal, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna strike.
18 healing. On the side. Not a flank there, but I don't think you couldn't go any further.
Yeah. It's the best I could do.
Mhm.
Wait. Are you sure that's not a flank?
It is not, because the corner would be here. It has to be corner to corner. Otherwise,
so you
face
can't...
to face.
Okay. If that's the case, then that would be better off just doing here and
Yeah, and have
encouraging people to go to that side.
someone to go down there, yeah. So, go for the strike.
I'm in heavy. Yeah, okay. Striking.
Cass technically has flanking from here, though, doesn't he? Because he has a reach weapon.
So, because of Gaz's angle, only another reach weapon would get flanked with Gaz. Because it would have to be from here. That would be through the center.
Really?
Yes. If Gaz was
oh.
here, and he threatened it, and Kiba was here, then that would be a flank, because Gaz and him threaten from opposite sides. Here, there cannot be an opposite side unless Kiba is also sort of like that. It's weird with reach weapons.
Don't you get flanking from here as well, though?
Yes, but he's not there.
Yeah, it is
Go for
very
strike.
weird if it's different like that.
Well, that's good to know for the future. My apologies.
Yeah, it's just like reach weapons. You want to be sort of like lateral with it or perpendicular with it. So, damage, Kiba.
Oh, damage. I like damage.
I mean, yeah, you do really like damage.
my
Holy
gosh.
hell. Double 12s.
Here, have some double 12s.
Slicing into it harshly there with a bastard sword in hand. Yeah, it's really hurting, but it keeps regenerating until somebody can stop that. Parent, do you have anything?
I need to probably invest in getting different elemental-based cantrips at some point.
If only I had a simple acid splash.
If only. He's going to move up, and he is going to telekinetic projectile.
Okay.
Probably slash it. He'll get like a shard of metal or something from the
Mhm.
broken cuffs.
Send it off towards him. Does cut. Roll the damage. And as it cuts across, they will take a lot more, but not enough to take them down. And in fact, since they've not taken anything that would stop the regeneration, they get 20 health back. As those wounds regenerate, the crystals sort of forming new rocky skin for them. They, being smart enough to smell and see acid when they see it, a troll will go after those it finds most dangerous to it. It will strike out with its claws in a flurry against Giraffe. It'll try to rend into Giraffe here. But, well, that automatically removes the option of rend because he has to hit both of them. So, he sort of stumbles.
I can't wait to get the
tries-
counterattack on crit fails.
to strike. He can't do so. He's going to go for a Jaws attack to bite into Giraffe here. 15 on the dice will hit. It bites into Giraffe. Giraffe, you'll take 22 points of damage.
Redemption. Bam.
Redemption is up. I assume you'll keep the enfeeble going?
Absolutely.
And then swipes an angry... would it run a little bit? Do a little bit of distance. It's not really fast, though.
Opportunity attack.
Yeah, it's being careful, so it's just going to go for a natural strike against Kiba with claws, as well as his third. Knows the danger that you pose to it, so doesn't want to give you any more chances than it needs to.
Interesting.
Damage to Kiba will be 15 points. That'll be its turn. Giraffe.
Alrighty, time for some fun. Would right here be a flanking position?
Yes. You're on the same face as Kiba.
Okay, then I'm gonna double slice with the shield and the bloodthirst.
Yeah, always imagine them, even though they're circles, always imagine them as taking up a square here, and if you're on a face or the same corner. It's faces or corners. Shield bash will critically bash into it, actually. And the energy mutagen, it's on, yeah, it's just a melee weapon. It just adds to the energy, huh?
Oh yeah,
I
it
mean,
just
it's
adds it.
something you drink.
It's so great. I love it. It might be better than Fury, I'll be honest.
In some
Yeah, I'll
situations,
probably
in
go
this,
talk both.
But
now on.
as you batter into it, the acid sort of splashes through your arm and out through your weapon. Yeah, it stops the regeneration. Doesn't take
How do you
extra
like
damage,
that?
though. Oh yeah.
You like it? Okay, here comes more.
That did kind of sound like yeah, I guess. I'm just mumbling what sounds like Beoten language. That is a crit as well. The only word I know
Great.
in Jotun is
Max
Borba.
acid damage.
As they slice into it deeply there. It's barely holding up. It'll only take your allies finishing it off.
He
Guess.
scoots a little to the side and strikes.
Okay.
Yoink.
Pneumatic arm punching out will miss that time.
I'll fear a point.
Oh, you know what? It should have. No, you stepped. Never mind. That'll be a 22, which does actually hit it while it's clumsy here.
Neat.
Well, the clumsy would have actually gone away at the parent's turn, but it would exactly still hit there, so these are going away. There we go. You know, remember that? Still a hit with the 14, battering into it. It's crumbling at this point.
MEP plus MEP -5. Let's go.
Missing there, certainly.
Fair enough. That's my turn.
All right, Yarmos, we go to yours.
Yarmos hopes to finish it off with a skunk. Bomb.
Throw a skunk at it.
I was about to say, like, where'd you pull that from?
Kobold.
Ten
And
on
the old
dice.
demiurge skunk trick.
You don't want to know.
Does hit. Roll the damage. The skunk bung hits it. The poison's infusing its body. It chokes and coughs on it. The rest of its body was not surviving, so that is enough to bring it to the floor as it sort of collapses as a pile of rubble, essentially. Its regeneration no longer happening.
Well, we've upgraded from killing pets to killing troll citizens, so I think this might be a bit beyond the point of no return.
They don't have to know.
We were told to deal with a troll anyways.
These trolls have been gathering monsters, intelligent monsters, which I could see the value of this. However, if they're doing so in an effort to exert their might and their power and cow others into submission with threats, then I feel we have no choice but to respond. There may be a place for such monsters within our borders, but we can do this differently. We can offer them something closer to equality.
There's a simple issue that we cannot speak their language. I don't think there's much in the way of helping things like that.
The trolls, no.
Tyturk didn't really seem like the type to be speaking their language either, so...
He's a magic user. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, Perev can't speak their language, can he?
He's a little dragon.
So,
Yeah, I don't think he has much in common with them.
after those 2 encounters, you guys gain 140 experience points.
Getting lots of experience.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of it here. Plenty more. But, for the purpose of it, we should take our 5-minute break here, as we haven't taken one, and, yeah, we should.
We're 3 minutes in, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
How much XP were we at before?
810
No.
total now.
Yeah, you're now at 810.
Are we planning to do a kingdom turn today still, or what's the plan with that?
We'll deal with that after you guys are done with, like, the dungeon sort of here, and all of that. But yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. See you in a bit.
You forgot.
I had a cigar.
Man, I have asthma so bad I forgot I was a chain smoker.
These things happen.
So, we're back. You guys just defeated the troll, the rock troll, and all their pets as well. What to do from here?
So most of the things in this room remainder just like scraps of meat and bones and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, it's a kennel, really.
Don't even buy rolling cert.
Do we have to go forward now?
That's unpleasant.
Well, Giraffe says that as he sort of like looks around the corner here. You see, well, you first feel the temperature of the cavern seems somewhat cooler than that of the rest of the complex, but the stench of decaying flesh hangs heavy in the air. Along the walls are stacked the carcasses of dozens of beasts, from foxes and wolves to deer and elk, as well as a couple of horses and what appears to be a skinned bear. The southern portion of the room holds a grislier collection of corpses, the bodies of several humanoids, from gnomes and halflings to humans and elves. Most of the cadavers seem to have been decapitated, it seems.
I have a feeling these folks won't be interested in any form of diplomacy. But hey, if we're lucky, they might have us for dinner.
That is
Too soon?
quite the grisly scene.
Wow, I did not need to see this today. Kiba, I do recommend closing your eyes.
We should patch Kiba up before we move any further.
My thoughts exactly. In fact, I remember saying so. Not with those exact words.
I'm just gonna kind of look down here more and see if there's anything of note.
I'm going closer to the entrance.
Kaz is gonna
Yeah,
accompany
that's fair.
Kiba and patch him up.
What? Did my dark vision just end?
It shouldn't have.
It's 1 hour, so.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I accidentally hit the timer a little bit too far.
No.
I'm used to a new. There's a little new thing in the bottom left. Do you guys see the little, like, sun and moon thing in the left bottom?
I used to.
Used to.
I do not see it.
Huh.
Oh, you mean like a menu thing? No.
I guess I'll have to figure that out. I don't know why I set the settings to have you guys see it, but whatever. That being said, Parent, you look through these bodies, and as grisly as it is, it seems the trolls were also very thorough. Nothing was left behind of note or value here, nor any person living, for that matter. But yes, Giraffe and whoever else had the potion, I'll just give it back to you as you heal.
Kiba also had the potion. Unfortunately, I did not do a good job healing him.
But he could maybe do a good job healing himself.
Okay, so I just spent 10 minutes then to refocus to get my focus point back. And now I can heal myself.
Yeah, guys, you can also just continue to use medicine.
But then I would like to do another 10 minutes of rest.
Gaz does not have continual recovery, so it is an hour between each check. But yeah, Kiba can also just rest, refocus, heal, rest, refocus, heal, over and over.
Are we still stuck with one refocus?
No, as well, because the remake, it just it fills it up.
I know that's part of the remake, but I don't know if we're implementing it quite yet.
Oh gosh, I like the sound of that.
That one I'll implement because it just makes it easier.
Okay, so how are you doing it then?
It just fills it up. Your full pool. You don't just have to get one back.
So if I refocus, it'll give me both my points.
Yes.
In that case, I casted the spell and then refocused.
Sure.
So let me get my 18 hit points.
Healing up a bit, at the very least. And if you think you're ready to continue after those 10 minutes, you do only have an hour on the dark vision potions. Now 50 minutes. How you feeling?
Something happened to my spellcasting page. I can't find my focus points. This is weird.
If you press the spellcasting button, it'll collapse it. So.
Oh, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Okay,
nice
so
module,
that was my
but...
10 minutes. I got my point back. I'm better. I'm willing to proceed.
Okay. So, everyone else?
Thank you, everyone.
Parent is going to take healing potions and feed one to Giraffe and one to Kiba, if they're not going to heal themselves further.
Okay.
I'm removing 2 from the bag.
You do have a lot of sitting in the bag still, yeah.
Yeah.
Before you do that, actually,
Okay.
Guillermo's gonna feed them for you.
Go for it.
Oh shoot, did I ever click the heal on the 2 hit points?
I did it for you. Because you missed
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
Yep, Guillermo uses these 2 potions in place of Baron.
Fancy.
Sure. Yeah, just roll them out since you're the one giving it to them. Makes it easier. 22
This
to...
one's... Oh, I should probably announce that, but
Hmm.
before I roll a second one, I'll just say this one's for Giraffe.
Sure.
This one's for Kiba.
So 18 to Kiba, 22 to Giraffe.
Makes me feel a little more comfortable.
Certainly might. These guys have healed up a bit more. There is, however, a point, Parith, where you hear a voice. Hello? Someone there?
Are they speaking common?
They are.
Oh, did you use one on me? Sorry.
Yes, you get the 22 healing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Can I tell anything about this person before they potentially come around a corner?
Yeah, roll me well, it doesn't seem like they're moving towards you. It didn't sound like that, but do roll me a perception check to try to... Well, what are you trying to figure out just from hearing their voice?
If they're a troll of some sort.
Okay. If they're mimicking. If they're trying to deceive. Well, you're on the right track, actually, Parith, because that sounds almost too good to be true. A perfect sort of human's voice after all the others were decapitated and put into a larder. Nobody's just going to be surviving here like that. You doubt it.
I think somebody's trying to... Or that's not the right voice. I think somebody's trying to trick us.
Are you sure? They sound like they need help.
I can't move my leg!
What direction?
To the north, around the corner.
In that case, the best way to deal with a trap is to trip it.
That's not true. Just be ready.
Not.
Yes.
So, as you guys come around the corner here, Parith not fooled by the voice, and Kiba stepping forward brazenly to encounter what it is. Jumping out, but not surprising you in any way, from underneath these broken sort of looking beds, or even like resting boxes for animals or something like that, are these really strange looking hyenid zebra sorts of things.
Oh.
As
Don't compare me to them.
they jump out. Fresh meat right there. They look tasty. As they sort of like flip between different voices almost demonically here. I need you guys' initiative.
Oh no, Kenku horses.
Yes, they look like this.
I'm gonna re-roll my initiative.
Okay.
I've seen some unpleasant wildlife, but this honestly takes the cake.
The feeling when I'm trying to click my initiative button and one of the dice lands on top of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
Let me just move one window.
You can actually
Good
move around the
gods.
dice too if you hold right click on
Cool.
them or left click, I think. Either way.
Good gods, is this a giraffe?
Don't compare them to me. Giraffes
So
are worse
that's
than
what
this.
they look like.
Even
Let's
with
get
my
some-
better
Giraffes
roll,
have much longer necks.
I'm still in the
much
exact position.
Longer.
Since Giraffe, Parent rather, warned you guys, even though this one rolled higher on its stealth, I'm going to say you guys were prepared for an ambush, so it won't be able to get flat footing on Kiba as it rushes out. It wouldn't. Actually, it would, because it doesn't have reach. Okay. So yes, it is going to bite viciously into Kiba, still assuming the ambush is going on well enough. It only hits, not crits. And you might want to avoid crits from those wicked-looking jaws.
So glad
24 damage there.
we didn't get flat-foot.
Yeah, otherwise you would have actually gotten crit with a fatal D10, so that turns all the 8d8s into D10s and adds a D10 as well. So, yeah. Either way, surprised by your ability to defend yourself, at least somewhat there, it just strikes out with a hoof as well, battering or trying to into you. That'll be... Actually, I'm going to mulligan that because they need to be standing there. There we go. So, third action would be to move aside. Come face with me, brother. The other one's sort of moving along, and they're going to be like clambering sort of on the rubble here, so they're above it. So, Yamos.
Right. Yamos
Careful, don't let
lowers,
them flank you.
I really hope they stand next to each other so I can crit across them.
Yamos lowers the Yamos lowers the free cocktail that he had planned on feeding the frontliners at the sight of those wicked jaws, and instead decides to spend a turn recalling knowledge about these things.
Okay. That'll be a nature or arcana. What do you want to know about them?
Can we start with what they are?
Ah, yes, yeah. They are Leocrota, a vile and vicious offspring of a demon lord. They're sort of like some sort of monstrous hyenids, but intelligent. They use luring sort of cries to mimic people in distress, and then eat them.
Wow, that's awful. I almost would like to know their lowest save.
Their lowest save is going to be their will save.
Oh, hear that, parents? In that case, Yarmos is going to finish off by, suppose, just going for it with a Scud Bomb.
Sorry, what was that? You were,
Oh,
okay.
did I get off? Yeah, it's just Scud Bomb Strike, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna reroll that.
So get another bomb off. Seeing if you can strike into them. 17 will certainly strike into one of them at least, so roll the damage. As I do so, 8 damage to it. Give me the effects of it so I can apply them.
Of course.
Go. Fortitude on it. See if it can be sickened. It's a big beast, but it can fail actually there.
Oh my god.
It
Got
is
it slowed
sickened
now as well.
and slowed. As it coughs upon the poison that you threw towards it. Is that it?
Yarmos finishes turn off by valeting a crossbow, a loaded crossbow, and a Scud Bomb into his hands.
Okay. This one. They actually cackle and say, "You forget yourself, brother. They're do-gooders. They'll come to something that needs help." And you hear it start to mimic this just absolutely soul-wrenching, plaintive voice of a child in danger. And it sort of gets into your head that you need to get closer to these creatures. Or at least might. I need will saves from everyone. As it almost sort of magically...
I'm gonna re-roll my saving throw.
Sure.
I'm out of
Parent.
rerolls.
Parent is a plus 11 to will, right? I forgot.
Yes.
Gotcha. Just gonna use that.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, you can see their modifiers, Yarmos, in the chat there while they're rolling.
Yeah, but not before. It's the issue.
Right. Yeah. Either way, you would fail, but you guys are equal level to these creatures, and that is an incapacitation effect. So, unless you crit fail, which Giraffe avoided with a hero point, you're able to resist that luring cry. And with that, it will then move up to here. Well, if you won't come to us, we'll come to you. Parenth.
I'll give you a reason to cry.
Wow. Schoolyard bully
Nice.
Parenth.
Guessing fear on the one that tried to use that ability on us.
Okay. It does succeed with 19 on the dice. Only frightened 1. A little bit spooked, but isn't going to cry.
Unfortunate. Shield it is.
Shield goes up. Giraffe.
Oh boy, I was hoping that other one got closer. Oh well, time to put myself in a precarious situation.
Oh no.
I'm gonna stride up here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm right beside you, buddy.
and I'm going to double slice the frightened one.
Okay. Good target. Well, the second one also has -1 to its AC. Either way,
Oh shoot, I still have the shield. That's okay.
still can bash with a double slice.
Yeah, but if I go with the shield, it's not the crit
That-
spec I love.
Is a hit. Roll the damage. Battering in with the shield, starting with that, and then swiping around with the blade. Swipe in with that, that will also hit. It's a little bit off balance. Struck easily enough, but pretty formidable. It's going to hold up to those strikes.
Well, that's my turn.
Kiba.
I'm in a good position now.
Oh. Sorry, I was thinking you were something. Anyway. Yeah, okay. There we go. I was like, why was I not targeting? Perfect. Well, for the time being, I'll hold position and see if I can put a good dent in the barely injured one that's right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely the kind of fight where I think that we're better off with
Wow.
a defensive formation than trying to flank ourselves.
Best defense is a best offense. I don't know how that goes. I forget it, but yeah, that is a crit, so go for it.
Oh boy.
Love it.
And not the best D12s,
Mm.
but still a very good strike. Slicing into this one, putting it off balance as well from the blade strike. It's
All
in a
right,
tough
do a
spot.
follow-up.
8 on the dice will just
Not
barely
a
miss.
crit. I'm going to use my hero point on this one.
Alright, last one. I think. That's one. Won't do it.
I'm so sorry. Well, I have one action. Giraffe. Okay, you're fine. These guys are smart.
But their will saves are low. You could probably demoralize them.
Or Bamot.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Same target.
Really?
There we are. Gonna speak towards the creature. That will be a success. They are bone mold.
But you can't say that to me.
What is that? You can't handle my words? Too graceful for the likes of you?
Gaz.
Once again, starting out of an overdrive.
Yep. Get yourself in the gear. That will be done.
Crit, but good enough. He will straight up here and strike at the thing.
Which will be hit. Pushing up, battering into it in the side, 13 damage. Pummeled into it.
And that's all 3 actions.
Alright, overdrive. So, we go to this one's turn. So, funny thing about these guys, they slam their hooves into the wall and start climbing along it as they climb above you guys, walking away.
Not mad,
Oh.
I'm just disappointed.
They have a climb speed. Cough, though, he does still move.
I did not expect them to have climbing hooves.
Opportunity attack.
Yes, go for it. He
Hopefully
tries
it
to
bleeds.
move towards the back line. You still hit it, actually. It's in a bad spot with a flat footing and sickened. Otherwise, would not have hit there. 9 damage is enough to hurt it, but not stop it. As it continues that stride just about there, it will then bite down on Yarmos, sort of half latched into the wall like one of those goats on a very vertical dam.
Yeah, well, God.
Will hit.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Yarmos, nothing I can do.
13 damage to you, Yarmos.
It's okay, it's the first hit I took in the last session.
And then goes for an agile hoof strike, but you're able to sort of duck away from that one. So, that'll be its turn, as it leers down on you. Yarmos, what do you do?
Well,
Oh, it takes fire.
so it's on the wall instead of the ceiling, right?
Yeah, it's on the wall. It's within reach of you, effectively. So.
Gotcha. By the way, this square here isn't available, right? It's not
Too much of a wall, yeah.
Yeah, too much wall. Alright. It's like there's no real opportunities for flanking, but
Oh, you wouldn't have any because you're not as vertical as they are. Because you would have to be 5 feet up on the wall to flank because they're 5 feet up.
oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, does that make sense? In that case, Yarmos is going to Yarmos shoots a quick glance at Gaz. Hey, take care of this thing for me. Well, yeah. And goes back to mounting an offensive against the other of these goat thingies.
Mhm.
He testing the weight of a nurse skunk bomb in his hands. He then launches it at the thing.
Sure. Demonic zebra goat hyenas. Skunk bomb thrown. Natural 20.
Oh, this gun is here. Point that, but never mind.
Splashes right into the face of that one.
That should have been critical. Do I
Yeah,
roll it?
roll it again with the crit. There we go. So, 10 damage there. Slung into it, but it makes it, let me see. Is there a step down for being crit by it? No, okay.
No, it's just the same.
Okay, so did it take the damage? No, not yet. There we go. So it takes that damage and it will roll its fortitude save. Which it does succeed, critically in fact.
Shame. Oh well. Yarmouth is going to ready to aid Giraffe in his next strike. In
Okay.
addition to pulling out another skunk bomb, and that's every turn.
So, with that being said, this one being splashed by the bomb.
You keep your blades off of me.
I'm gonna go for, actually, it's gonna try to deceive you as it sort of cackles in your face. It sort of waves its head around, you know, trying to feint here, which it does succeed, which means you are flat-footed to its first attack. So this is against your will save, or your perception DC. Your perception DC is 20.
Oh.
Yeah, so it only regularly succeeds. And then it will strike with its jaw. Trying to get a really good strike in here. Can't get a crit, but will get a hit.
Objection.
Don't bite me. That's my job.
Hold it.
Stupefy.
Stupefy. All
Idiot.
right. As Giraffe only takes 5 there, it is then going to angrily sort of like try and hit with a hoof, but you would not be flat-footed for this. I'll just correct that on my end, but either way, yeah, you are missed by it. As it's a little bit sort of befuddled, a little bit taken off balance there. Parenth, we go to you.
I'm just going to be doing an electric arc this time. I'm sorry, Kiva.
Fine by me.
2 targets, 2 electric arcs, 1 fails, 1 succeeds. One will take half, one will take full. Total of 14 damage in all. This one's barely holding on in the left there. So, Giraffe.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my shield and draw my Kopesh.
Okay.
Come on, Belay.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna double slice. First striking with the bloodthirst, cause I'm being aided.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I do. Yarmouth does in fact twirl the crossbow to
Well,
get in.
I'm happy.
Never mind.
Very happy.
Hey, either way, natural 20. Even if your play to help didn't work and they slam dunked it into the basket, it still matters for how hard they hit. So, slicing into them, you get the 7 temporary HP, and they get some bleed of 1d8.
Woo! And that's the first attack. Now for the Montbellier.
Opening up a wound for the first, and then the Montbellier comes around for a solid strike. For another 11. They're near death. Both of them, in fact. Just need another
Awesome.
push.
That's my turn.
Kiba.
Well then, in that case, since you did such a good job, I'm gonna see if I can finish this one off. Let's see about my movement. Oh, I can't get into a good flank unless I use both my actions. Let's do it.
Better to get one big strike in.
One strike. Putting everything I have into this one.
It's almost there. We'll miss.
That was everything I had.
So you slice out towards it. At the very least, you give Giraffe a good opportunity to slice back if it comes to that then. Gaz, this one to the left is quite hurt.
As was asked of him, he will try to knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in you, Gaz.
Dramatic fist punches up towards it, clocks it across the face. This will probably do it. Oh yeah. 11 damage is enough to bring it to the floor with a thud. That is that one's dead. You have 2 more.
He will straight over here. And strike at this one with an MEP -5.
Mm-hmm. 5 on the dice won't do it. Let's try to batter into it. It's desperately putting up a defense for itself.
That's my turn.
Yarmus, what do you do?
Yeah, my skunk bombs it.
Look at skunky bomb there. A natural 1 goes
No,
wide.
he's gonna reroll that.
Okay. And that last hero point there.
I actually
well.
have 2 more.
Oh yeah. Either way, well, turning that into a natural 20.
Hmm.
Oh, that was a really good hero point.
14 damage to it. And it might get sickened as well. It's barely holding up now. Natural 1. It is blinded as you get it right in the face. Sickened 2 and slowed 1.
Wow.
Yeah, it's it sort of like looks around itself. It's blinded. It tries to run away. It tries to run away.
Is it moving away from Giraffe?
Yes,
tries
yes,
to
it
run
is.
away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giraffe here. It's just staring blankly.
And then-
Giraffe.
Just
Yeah.
imagining
Oh yeah,
dial-up.
opportunity attack.
I'm just imagining like dial-up noises playing right now.
Critical strike as it tries to
Axe
flee,
machine, a crit.
blinded. As
So
soon as
how-
it starts
How
turning,
badly does it die?
you slice into its calf and up all of the sort of like arteries that go down your like thigh leg there, and yes, with bloodthirst slicing in like that, it drinks well of its blood. And that is the end of that.
The sword is happy.
Give yourselves 80 experience points for that.
Hey, it's the first time we managed to get such an overwhelming victory over something that actually deserves it.
So, with all that being said, I believe we are pretty much at the end of the session here.
Unfortunately, so.
Otherwise, well, I mean, I think fortunately for some, like, I think Giraffe usually is tired by this point, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm out myself.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'm tired.
So, we'll end at the normal time here. Thank you guys for playing, and thank you guys who have been watching for, well, watching. And of course, thank you guys for the resubs and subscriptions. And if you want to support my work and really like the maps, of course, you can go to my Patreon, You'll find it at patreon.com/kobolddm. And yeah, every single one of the now 80 plus, going probably to 100 at some point here, maps is up there. All of them have overhead tiling and all that, so if somebody's in a corner, they're actually underneath the wall, effectively. It makes it a lot more immersive than just floating on top of everything, as most maps are. But yeah, Kiba, you stream?
Would love to. Hello there, I am Chris Kobold, the player of Kiba, and I am also a streamer. I stream retro games and occasionally indie games over at my channel, typically Tuesdays and Thursdays around 6 p.m. Central Time. Come hang out sometime. It'll be a good time. I've got your link in the chat there.
So yeah. Otherwise, anybody else have any other announcements they want to make?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you guys. It's always a blast, and we'll be doing this weekly as much as I can. So, see you guys later.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a good one.